everybody, and welcome back to the True Gamer Podcast, the podcast hosted by two gamers for you, the True Gamers. I'm one of your hosts, Eddie, my bro, also with my bro, the inverted gamer himself, Sheps. How's it going, bro?
It's going good. It's going good.
Today's a good day. We've got another True Gamer Podcast. It feels like you said last time, it feels like it's just been a week since we've done this,
I mean, I think that's because it has just been a week since we did this.
It has just been a week. For those of you guys that are new around here, we've got a new schedule coming up to the new next-gen consoles. Yeah. We thought we'd do more True Gamer episodes because there's going to be a lot of gaming stuff to talk about. And, I mean, you can't have too much gaming, can you?
It's literally not possible.
There's no
such thing as over gaming, just under gaming.
Exactly. There's no such thing as over gaming. There's just Diogo at the under gaming level.
Exactly. Tech issues. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so we're back at True Gamer Podcast. How you doing, my man?
Yeah, I'm doing good.
Yeah?
I am actually gaming.
You're actually having some gaming. Oh, dude, speaking of gaming, last night I finished Uncharted 3.
You did, yeah.
Finally closing the chapter on the Nathan Drake collection.
Yes.
Played it on Crushing, 0 deaths, obviously.
I did see a lot of 0 deaths, actually.
It was flawless. There was a lot of glitches. In that game.
I caught those glitches, yeah.
It's very strange that Naughty Dog, they had these glitches in the original. Yeah. I can tell you that for sure. And then they just released the remaster, and they were like, we're going to be authentic, and we're not even going to update it. We're going to take the glitches out.
It's like we said, if they ever did Modern Warfare 2, they should leave it exactly the same. Care package glitch for 6 months, that rock glitch that you could get inside that place, which map was it, we could get outside the map but still shoot in, but no one could shoot out. One Man Army noob tubes, you leave all of it in, so it's the authentic experience.
Yes, there you go. And that's what Naughty Dog were doing.
They did, yeah.
And I have to say, I felt like it was the authentic experience.
It was the authentic 0 death crushing experience.
It was. Thank you everybody for joining me for that. It was good fun. As soon as I did it, everyone was like, Eddie, now you have to do Uncharted after this. And I was like, look, we've got a schedule.
Wait, you already did Uncharted.
Uncharted 4, sorry. Uncharted 4.
Haven't you done Uncharted 4
I've played Uncharted 4, but not on stream.
Okay.
And also, when I played it, I was like, okay, I mean, this is cool and it's cinematic, and I get like Nate is like charismatic. Exactly, he's charismatic, but I don't know who he is. And now with all this backstory, Sully, Elena, could be quite cool.
Standard.
In the future, it will happen, but to be honest, the next gen consoles are coming out. We've got Cyberpunk coming out. When the hell is that going to happen?
I mean, probably after you do Halos 1 through 3, right? That's the next on the list, right?
He just won't let it go. I was hoping he would forget about it,
I can't believe you're honestly, genuinely, and I know who our audience is, so I know this is the unpopular opinion, but I cannot believe you're considering doing Assassin's Creed before Halo. It blows my mind. And as someone that hasn't played, you've actually been present for the entirety of my Assassin's Creed playing, which is that random the Australian Fire stream we did.
Yes.
We did the multiplayer
Black Flag, yeah.
So don't get me wrong, I'm not like Mr. AC here, believe it or not, but I can't believe you're not doing Halo.
Do you know what they said? They said they wanted you to play AC.
I really cannot tell you how much that's not happening. It's just not happening. I'll play Halo. I'll co-op Halo all the way through with you. We'll do it on Legendary as well.
Hold on a second. How is that anyway a comparison? It's like,
totally because
I won't play AC. I'll play Halo for you guys.
You and I. It kills two birds, right? We'll do it like you want on Legendary, 0 deaths, right?
Being a pro gamer,
and we'll do Halo together. Like, I'm totally down to just sit here, split screen it. We can do that. I mean, the Master Chief is like an assassin of the Covenant, so it's totally.
It's the same.
That is enough crossover for me.
I think he sold you guys. I can tell in the chat.
I did.
They're just like, oh, I'm sold. I'm sold. Chips. I'm sold.
I'm not gonna lie. If you really want me to do an Assassin's Creed stream, we're gonna need like 100 Super Bros, and I'm not even joking. I'm not even joking. All of them, like 95% of them, are gonna have to say for their pledge, like, I want the Shep stream,
guys.
Because otherwise, like, it's so not happening.
We've got the goal. You've got the goalpost you guys need to reach.
And that needs to be specifically, not just when we have 100 Super Bros. I'm not doing it just because we have 100 Super Bros. It needs to be 100 Bros going like, yeah, we want this thing. I'm a Super Bro because of this. I'm not.
We'll make a special tier. It's a Super Bro tier, still the same price.
Yes.
And then we'll make another tier where it's Sheps Play AC, same price. And people have to subscribe to that.
100 of those? Okay.
Oh, boy. Speaking of our Super Bros.
Yes, we did actually. They came up organically.
Yes.
These are some of the finest human beings on the planet.
Yes, they are.
Who make this show and all of our shows across all of our channels possible over on patreon.com/conversations. Who do we have to thank?
We have Diogo Dildo, Isak the Ultimate, Carol to Rivia, aka Catsper the Friendly Patron, Record Friction, Dan the Man, Jeremy Renner, that's right, an official Avenger, Martin Scorsese's Master H Barts 12, the Midget Aloy from Smallville Sabine, and our 2 brand new Super Bros,
That's right.
Master Chief himself, Albie Scory. Is that right?
Yeah, Albie Scory.
Albie Scory.
The thing is, you were like,
You're gonna have to.
Albie Scory?
You're gonna have to correct me on that if I'm saying right. Albie Scory.
I think it's Albie Scory, but it could be something unusual. I don't know.
You'll have to let us know.
Yeah.
And Super Sus Ben Fryer. Thank you, bro, so much for keeping the lights and mics on and gaming going here at Conversations. Thank you for supporting us at the brand new tier. For those of you guys that don't know, a little bit of housekeeping here.
Yes, yeah.
We added for the month of November a brand new tier called the True Gamer Plus, and anyone above that on that level and above get this cool game case, Combro, exactly, right here somewhere, Combroplations 2077 game case for the PlayStation 4.
Yeah.
It's a cool little thing we got there.
Yeah, it's cool. How's that been going?
So
smoothly, right?
In classic Conversations fashion, it's been going smoothly.
Yeah.
I found the website, I did all the printing and whatnot, I got it ordered. I actually paid a little bit extra for someone to design it for us because I needed it to be a specific...
What does that mean, though? Because I want to be clear.
Yeah.
What you're seeing on screen or what you will get is 100% done by you. When you say design it, you mean take that design and fit it to the specifications of the size that we know it's going to be. But what you get, it was entirely made by you.
What I'm trying to say is that you never know when you go to ask someone to print something for you, how far to the edge they can print, whether it's going to come out the correct measurement on paper and whatnot. And I said to him, I was like, I need it to be very specific because it's going to fit in a game case. These are the measurements. The woman on the phone's just like, yeah, I've got it. Yeah, sure. And she shows me the preview. I'm like, that looks like it's going to go edge to edge on an A4 piece of paper. An A4 is way too big. Are you sure? Yeah, it'll be okay. All right, then. Order button comes today. Way too big.
Yeah, it's completely wrong. And it's cut off at the ends as well.
Yeah, it's like she blew it up. That's the strange part. The size I could get for being stupid.
Yeah,
right?
it's a mistake. Yeah.
But then it's too big to fit on the paper, so the edges are all cut off and there's designs cut. So what the hell happened?
Yeah.
Anyway, classic Conversation fashion. Everything's going wrong. I've got a refund for it. We're going to try and get it done again. Don't worry about it. We'll get it sorted. But it just means it's going to happen a little bit there.
Probably... What's the price of the guillotine?
Oh, the guillotine. Yeah, I bought that because I wanted one, to be honest. It's like a cutting machine so I can get all the stuff inside.
But what's the price?
I think it's like 30 quid. Nothing too big.
I mean, I don't think we're going to make money on these.
Listen, this is what we do. We make an idea, we pitch it to the guys, make them happy, and then lose money on everything. That's what we do right now.
Cool.
Anyway, for those of you guys that want that, it's for the month of November. Head over to our Patreon page, True Gamer Plus. You guys get all the benefits of being a true gamer, which is you get your name read out in the next section here. You also get the True Gamer Podcast and Conversation Podcast when they go live a day earlier. You get you get to be a special True Gamer Bro on our Discord server, which is really cool.
As and when we find time, which I'll be honest, for the last 3 months, we've had 0. We are trying to do watch-alongs and little hangs and stuff.
Yeah.
It has not panned out that's been very often so far.
Yes.
But it's something, it's not on the benefits, but when we get the chance, it's a benefit.
Yeah. We did do one, I did one the other day of the Green Lantern.
The greatest movie ever made, yeah.
The greatest movie, and God, that was fun. Yeah. That was really fun. So, you can join in and have some of that.
And we do try to make those, if it's a watch-along, it's a movie that ideally we've all seen before.
Yeah.
Because we all talk and be exactly. Bros. You're in a cinema, but all the cinema is full of your mates and you're just shit-talking the movie. That kind of thing.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
So it's ideally a movie that you're not desperate to see. But while you're there, just because we're going to do the little YouTube show thing, the difference between True Gamer Plus and Super Bro,
$3.
It's $3.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not on purpose. It just worked out that the additional cost is that much for this extra, and that if you go to Super Bro, it's included.
Yeah.
Because we want to give that to our Super Bros, the guys that support us for $15 a month.
Yeah.
So Not saying like, hey, but you're that close, and you do get extra stuff, which is you get read out first, and we do extra stuff.
You're
for
part
you.
of our super bros that make everything happen.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So
that's
something to consider.
That's that right there.
I will say before we go any further, though.
Go on.
Legit, if no one wanted these, we would have spent the money out of pocket and had them ourselves, and they probably would have worked their way into like extras and stuff. Because I 100% want this thing. This is going on my Cyberpunk case. I couldn't care less. So
we felt like that before, and even though these ones that got sent to me were printed wrong and badly in the incorrect size, we saw the quality of the print, and I was like,
it looks sick.
Oh my god, this looks legit.
Yeah, looks sick. It looks sick.
You guys are gonna love it. But when we saw it for the first time, it was great.
Yeah, it's gonna be amazing.
Speaking of games that are amazing, I pre-ordered AC Valhalla.
Oh no! Why? Why?
So I put this out on Twitter the other day. I said, guys, now that Cyberpunk's been delayed, but there are some games that are going to come out before the next gen console comes out, like AC Valhalla.
Name one you want to play.
Well, that's the thing.
That's what I thought.
I was like, guys, what should I get first of all? Should I go for... I'm going to get Spider-Man Miles. I'm going to get that. I said I was going to get that. It's no problem. It's going to be a shorter experience, and it's not going to last me until Cyberpunk. Like, what else shall I get?
I refuse to let this channel become an AC channel. It's not happening. You can play the odd AC game, but if you make any standalone AC content, you're out. You're fired. I'll just be coming around here on my own to do content with me and Isla.
You'll just be like, what's happening, everybody? Working with me and my bro... No one else.
I can't wait to get into a really nasty legal fight over like percentages and stuff.
I've been speaking a lot with Orshi. That's what's happened. He's grown on me, you know. So I got it because everyone said like get AC. There was a ton of people as well that said they wrote comments and voted, but it paled in comparison to the AC votes.
Yeah.
To play Demon Souls. I think I'm gonna get Demon Souls anyway.
Demon Souls is a shout.
Yeah. And also, AC Valhalla comes out, I think it's like 5 days' time, so I'll get to play it on the PS4, get the upgrade when it comes to PS5 as well, so I think I'll have enough time to play Demon Souls as well before Cyberpunk comes out. But I have indeed gone over to the dark side, sold my soul to the devil, etc., and pre-ordered AC Valhalla.
Do you at least have the 14-day cooling off period? Where the devil's like, look, this is a big decision, I'm not asking you to do something small like burn a church during Christmas, or like, poison a water supply or something. This is real dark, evil shit here. You take a minute.
I've never heard of a cooling off period on the devil's contract.
The devil's like, this is a big one, boys.
It's like he gives it to you. He's like, look, I want all the souls I can get. I would tell you caution. No, I can still cancel it if I want to.
Please tell me it's just the base game.
It's just the base game. I'm not going for the ridiculously. What is it? They've got like 7 editions. The gold edition, the limited edition, the legendary edition, the Viking edition, do you want to be
a money edition?
That one, exactly. So I've just gone for the base one. I got it for quite cheap as well, something like £40 and whatnot, so nothing too bad. And I feel like it will be a laugh to play at least. The funny thing is though, where all the other guys who are watching who are fans of AC, they've been playing like AC2, AC1, AC2 all the way up, and they've had their heart go up and down and broken a couple of times and stuff like that. And then they're going to play this one, and it's probably going to recapture them and whatnot.
They hope.
I
hope as well. I'll be honest. I hope that everybody that like the AC fans, not you and me.
Yeah.
Because look, you've played the games, you enjoyed it. You started to like all the stuff with the planets.
Yeah, the planets were very important.
Super interesting.
The apples, loads of apples in that game.
The orange Garden of Eden.
That's it. That one.
That one guy, Leonardo DiCaprio, hugging him, stuff like that. Right.
Good stuff. Yeah. Yeah.
Big fans of Enzo and Chow Mein.
Great. They were great.
But we're not like invested in it the way these guys are. And I genuinely hope that Valhalla is a great game, a great experience, and does that thing where you're like, man, maybe AC really is the thing. And I hope it does that for you guys. I worry that it won't. And I worry that it's going to be like 40 quid that would have been better spent on like a broken window. Let the universe take it from you,
Fucking a new tyre for the car.
Right, exactly.
And I'm going from AC2 essentially straight into AC Valhalla.
Yeah.
it might be different to me than it is for other people.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to let people know. I'm not going to do streaming of it because you've got James, you've got Ethan, you've got... they're going to do all that stuff.
Yeah.
Walshy and founded Scarab and whatnot.
Are they going to stream it or are they going to make content for it? There's kind of different things.
I reckon
Wayne's is going to stream it, isn't he? Yeah. He said he would, yeah.
I think what
there's no way our streams are going to compete with Wayne's or Ethan on AC Valhalla. No.
And also, we're kind of like the relaxing getaway from AC for people.
Yeah.
They're like, I just can't. Oh, over here they're doing something different. Let me do that.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm thinking of doing a video, just my initial just record myself playing the first intro, coming from AC2 into AC Valhalla and see what I think of it. Might be fun. We'll see what happens there.
After 2, it was 3 was a letdown, but Brotherhood was good. Is that right?
I think I don't know the order. I think it goes AC2, Brotherhood, Revelations, and then it goes 3.
Because I'm not sure. This feels like it's getting into the Kingdom Hearts thing.
Yes.
It was like 1, then 1.5, then 2, then rewind, then 3, 7, 8 minus 2.
Yep.
Over the square root of the parallax of inside out, upside down land.
And then there's the rhythm game, which apparently James is really all about. But
and then it's like fucking Kingdom Hearts 2.8, then Kingdom Hearts Just Dance, then Kingdom Hearts 3.
Yes, that's right.
So it's starting to feel like this, or the Porsche lineup, it's impossible to go in and get the Porsche. Not that it's a problem that we have. But...
Yeah, we have that problem all the time.
Right.
I go into the Porsche dealership and I'm like, I'd like a Porsche. Which one would you like, sir? There's the Porsche the
911 Turbo. Oh yeah, we have 15 of those.
Yes.
Wait.
Which variant would you like?
I want the one I heard Jeremy Clarkson talking about. I don't know.
Oh boy, yeah, that's that.
Are you looking forward to it? And I mean that in are you excited for it?
So I've been listening to the As Always podcast, and the last one they got it's fucking terrible. You don't want to listen to them. They got all the 4 pillars on there.
Yeah.
And they're obviously big fans of it, but they started talking really...
Because they all have the game, don't they? I'm pretty sure they do.
I don't think they do yet. I think Ethan might. Ethan might.
Almost certainly does. And I know they played it. Definitely Ethan has played 8 hours of it already.
I don't think James has, but I think Ethan does. But... they've been talking high-level predictions and theories about the story.
Right.
Stuff that ordinary casual fans of the series aren't going to know. Something like I'm looking at and I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. But then when they mention it and the passion they have behind it, I'm like, all right, okay. And I'm kind of interested.
Okay.
I'm not dying for it.
Yeah.
But that was the reason why I wanted to pre-order. I was like, okay, fucking let's get it on there then. Let's get it on there.
All right.
So yeah, that might be happening. Look forward to that.
Then maybe you'll finally graduate to, say, a true gamer level, just like our bros over on patreon.com/conversations who supports at the $5 tier that made this podcast in particular happen. They bullied us. Online cyberbullied us to make this happen.
Dance!
You dance, you monkeys! Grabbed handfuls of change, just threw it out. Yeah. Those guys that support the $5 tier, or I guess still kind of the $5 tier, but there's the True Gamer Plus as well. Those guys in particular over on patreon.com/conversations who we thank.
This group of lads are... Jeremy Horde, Record Friction, Diogo, Isak Manny, Dan, Real Cinema, Catsper Coral, Sab257, Conversations is objectively better than As Always, Albiscori, Adam the High Quality Potato, Chris Williams, Ashton is not happy that Matt platinumed Odyssey, Benedict Clobbers, Adam Sunling, Batfan257, Fishy, The Swan swam over the sea, Swim, The Swan swam back again, well swum Swan.
We still haven't emailed him, have we?
I'm so scared. Thank you, boys, so much. Thank you, all of the new guys as well that have joined us at the True Gamer tier and the True Gamer Plus tier. You guys are so awesome, help keeping this show alive, keeping this podcast alive. Thank you, True Gamers. You're awesome.
It is cool. It is really cool to see this list is one, not dwindling. Normally I would have expected that if you guys trail off here and there, that kind of deal. But not only have the True Gamers stuck at True Gamer or above for... How long did we launch? But 10 months.
10 months now,
It's a long time.
11 months now. We've just moved into
11
months.
Woo! The numbers going up. And some of these tiers are going up. Someone that was $5 here and there. And then I want to be a super pro.
Yeah.
It's really cool. It's really cool.
It's really cool for me too. I'm really excited. Thank you so much, guys, for being so awesome. We can't thank you enough. It never gets it never manages to wear off. I'm just feeling like, are we really that cool?
It doesn't get old.
No.
And that's one of those things, like, this channel, despite your best efforts, is in fact growing.
It's true, yes.
I'm
sorry about that. I really am.
So much. And one of the things that we always, when we started out doing YouTube again, what was that, 2 years ago?
Yeah.
We were like, we're going to do these things, but the main thing is build the community. We smashed that.
Yeah.
That was the one thing that we really cared about. And it's always been like a secret, like, fear of success, which would be that we would get to a point where the community was so large that we wouldn't know everyone.
Yeah.
I have to say, though, having been to the Four Pillars meetup and everybody there recognizing everybody else, and especially like the Four Pillars recognizing people's names, whether it was their YouTube username or their
on like Discord or something, yeah,
that has put me at ease, because if it weren't for that, I would worry that we would get to the point where we had like 10,000 people on the Discord or whatever, and you just wouldn't have those relationships. But I'm glad that it looks like probably not the case. At
it's
least
up to us to keep it up, innit? And I'm down to do that. I would love to keep in touch with all these guys.
So now that we're half an hour in,
yes,
should we talk about some gaming?
Yes. So a little bit of a few trackers for you guys, as we usually do on here. We are exactly 34 days away from Cyberpunk 2077 here as of recording. We are also you believe that one, don't you? We are 7 days away for the US launch of the PlayStation 5 and 14 days away from the UK launch of the PlayStation 5 over here. Not to make you worry about this, but our PlayStation 5 pre-orders, because I didn't want to wait all day for a delivery guy, for a guy that could possibly throw them in the back of a van or chuck them and whatnot, I asked for them to be sent to the local store for us to pick up on the day.
Yeah. We're in lockdown.
And now we're in lockdown.
Can we change that?
I've tried to go to their website to get in contact with them. I've sent them off a ticket, but there's no phone number to call them. And as I said, not to get you too worried, but we might have fricked our own PS5 orders. Thank you, Calamity.
As long as the police aren't working, we'll just go and open the store ourselves.
There we go. Problem solved right there.
I'm not above it.
I'm not above it, especially for something that's rightfully ours.
Yeah,
it's not stealing if it's ours.
Exactly. And it's not breaking and entering. If you don't break anything, it's just entering, and there's nothing wrong with. There's no law against entering.
Show me the law against entering.
You can't break and enter.
So yeah, I'm secretly like on low key, sort of like worried about that.
Yeah.
We'll see how that goes.
No, do you know what? There's no way these shops are like. It's only the biggest event potentially of the decade for our industry.
Yeah.
But lockdown, they'll figure out a way to get staff in there and get these things out. There's no way they're turning that down.
There's either that, or because I did order it from the online website, they can just flick it to delivery instead of deliver to the store.
You would hope.
If I had purchased it in the store, then I'm like, okay, then there's a bit of an issue and whatnot, because then how are you going to get it from the store? But you'd think, I pray that we're not going to get screwed on this, but I can see it. It's conversations.
We need to make this happen.
This is the way it happens, doesn't it?
I need a confirmation that it's turned to delivery now.
Guys, pray for us. Please pray for us. This could be devastating
just
for us.
Nothing can go smoothly for us, can it?
Absolutely nothing.
Like, we can't... Can you think of anything that's just gone fine?
Do you know what I was saying before this? Just as we started recording, I was like, do you know what? We haven't had a tech issue with our new system. With we got the backup audio, we've got the camera recording separately, we've got it connected to mains, but we've sorted it out. It's not been so bad.
Is that plugged into the power?
I think
it is. Running off the battery.
I think it's running off the power.
Because I always check the cables, and this is the one time I haven't checked the cables.
Anyway, classic conversations fashion. We might not have a PlayStation 5 on launch day. We'll keep you guys updated.
Oh, God.
Fuck our lives. Okay. So, yeah, we're totally here on the True Gamer podcast.
Yes.
We didn't do any sort of fancy trickery editing or anything like that.
No bonus episodes that we decided to do on the spot as we were doing the podcast.
No. This is definitely how we're going to transition. This is how it is. Just, that funky cut you saw there. Just
ignore that. Yeah.
Anyway, let's move on to the first topic on the show. Some exciting stuff has been happening. God of War might still actually be on for 2021.
What?
So when it was announced, God of War coming 2021, how many of us believed that was actually going to happen?
No, I didn't even think Horizon could make it.
Yeah, I was like, really, guys? I was the Thor meme. Really, though?
Yeah, no.
Really? Anyway, apparently it might still be happening. So, based on a tweet from a game tester and UI designer...
That's only 3 years.
No, 2021. Next year.
Yeah.
Oh, no, 3 years to be made.
From 2018 to 2021. It's
That's
only
true.
3 years.
That's true. That's why we didn't believe it. But anyway, based on a tweet from a game tester and UI designer at Sony Santa Monica Studios, a man named Sammy, he put out a tweet saying, "Playing God of War 2018 feels surreal now. Back then, I never thought I would be in game development in any form. We're working on something special and crazy. It's time to get ready for Game of the Year 2021.
Aha! They weren't expecting to have to compete with Cyberpunk.
That's true. That's true. Cyberpunk being delayed into December, now it's pushed it to the next year.
Yeah.
It doesn't qualify for this year. But, I mean, at least internally, they must feel confident about the 2021 release date.
Yeah, but Cyberpunk felt confident about their release date.
Fair point. Fair point there. But are you still not phased? Do you think, no, this is definitely not coming out still?
I will say that they only have to make it run on maximum 2 platforms, right?
Maximum. They haven't said whether or not they're going to make it run on PS4 and PS5.
I actually hope it doesn't.
I hope it doesn't as well, so it can be fully next gen.
Yeah, and this isn't to keep it out the hands of the guys waiting.
No.
Right? This is to ensure that the game is maxed to the absolute utmost desire of the devs.
Mm-hmm.
And ideally, that's how these things look. And if you think about how incredible God of War 4 was, and what it managed to make the PS4 do, I don't want that incredible optimization. I don't want to split that team into 2 and have to make one work on the PS4 and one work on the PS5. I want this game to be the crowning achievement that it could be.
Yeah.
So, and that ends up meaning that you need a PS5 to play it, and that sucks. I admit that, but I just don't see it coming in 2021.
It's hard to believe.
Much.
It's hard to believe.
You're talking about, assuming it's similar to God of War 4, you're talking about a 40-hour game with that incredible level of acting, story, gameplay mechanics, needing to... I mean, we don't know... At this point, if it was this close, I would expect to know where it's set.
That's the thing. So we know they said Ragnarok. That's the only thing we know about it. Yeah. So we know it's going to still be. There's going to be some sort of going to Valhalla stuff.
Is it?
We don't know
because a total speculation because we don't know.
Yeah.
After God of War, I said one of the ways that this should go is that the next game shouldn't be dealing with the gods of the Norse.
Yeah.
It should be them running from Thor and Odin.
Right.
And then we go somewhere exotic because we saw in Tyr's Temple, not to get too freaking AC Valhalla, pyramids, mathematical things everywhere.
Yeah.
But unlike, say, those 4 support beams, we like good games.
Exactly.
In Tyr's Temple, we saw multiple different realms.
Mm-hmm.
We saw Egypt and the Egyptian gods. We saw the gods of the old Japan, right? Oni faces and China. There are plenty of other incredible picturesque places to be that could add just so much flavour. Now, whether that's jumping between multiple locations, running away from Thor, or going to one in particular, wouldn't it be cool to go... We use Egypt as an example because everybody seems to know the Egyptian gods.
Yeah.
But wouldn't it be cool to run away from Thor and run into Ra and Anubis and have to beef them out, right? Or maybe... It's not even that they care about you. They care about not having Thor coming here. So they're trying to get rid of you. And so Kratos has to beef them out. Then ends up picking a fight with, say, Ra.
I like
and
this.
Has to get kicked. They're like, no, we can't be running away from Thor forever. I have to face him.
I like this idea that all the gods, they all know that there are other realms with other gods out there. But they just stick to their own areas and whatnot and run their people. And then the people are just like, oh yeah, Anubis run. And suddenly, what? Fucking Thor? What is Thor?
Right. And so the game, there's multiple versions of the way my idea for this could go, which is either they will use Egypt, they go to Egypt and you do a whole game there, or they go to Egypt, do a couple boss fights, have to go somewhere else, so you go to Japan or Africa. Wouldn't it be cool to beef out some awesome ancient African god, with the masks and
those tribe masks and
bringing in zebras, spirit zebras and tigers and stuff to fight you as different versions, and then the boss comes back in, as waves.
That would be cool.
There's so many ways you could do that, and we don't know anything.
We don't.
And I don't see this. Like, are we going to do Thor's the next big bad, then Odin? Or are we going to face both Thor and Odin in the next game? And where does it go? A 4? A 5? 6?
6, yes.
I can count. Never do maths. That's not even maths. That's basic addition. I would love to know more about it. I just feel like 3 years isn't enough. I mean, think about how long does it take just to do mocap?
That's the thing. So they did the first one in 5 years. And that was essentially starting from the ground up. All they had was the basic premise of Kratos.
They can use a lot of the same assets now.
And
there's no casting that needs to be done.
They've already got their cast. They've already got. I'm going to use, this is going to be no pun intended. They've got the mold already set. Guys,
yeah, okay.
Go right there. They've got the mold of God of War already set, so they don't need to remake it.
True.
So maybe it's a lot quicker.
I bet a lot of those assets can be easily ported. Exactly. The code's pretty similar.
And stuff like that. But I think the whole gist of what God of War is going to be, because the big thing was reselling God of War to people who previously didn't like God of War, like us. We weren't big fans of God of War. And then they redid it and they were like, of course, a father-son relationship. This is amazing. And to a guy who's completely shut off with emotions, that's amazing. And now they don't have to reinvent that. They've got that same formula. They need to keep going.
I don't agree.
Really?
Because we had that growth in 4.
I think it's going to be a bit different because he's a teen. It'll be Thing being a teenager now.
What will he be?
Well, I don't know.
But that's what I'm saying is we don't know what the difference, the time skip will be.
It's possible though. It will be.
I mean, so... Oh yeah, I totally agree. Yeah. It could be like a teenage Atreus.
Yeah.
And knowing what we know about Atreus, I would suggest, if it was me thinking about the overarching story, that Kratos needs to be kidnapped at the end of this game, and the next game needs to be Atreus, like how we played Ellie.
Ooh, okay, all right.
Atreus needs to be looking for Kratos by game 6.
Do you know what is? Oh.
But the problem with that is the same problem that everybody had at the beginning when we found out we would play as Ellie, which is that we were all deeply invested in Joel.
Yes.
And we're deeply invested in Kratos.
And it's especially different because it's God of War. It's not the son of the God of War.
Yeah.
Whereas Last of Us was these two characters, and it still at least was one of the characters.
Unless it's God of War Chaos Reigns. And it's the rise of Atreus, who we know to be somebody that isn't named Atreus.
Could be.
Is this spoilers? Can we call him his name?
We can call him that. Surely it's 2018. It's 2 years gone now. No, it's the game of the generation.
God of War 4 spoilers incoming.
Yes.
Knowing that Atreus is Loki.
Yeah.
I would do it where. Although the problem is how close they're going to stick to like actual mythology, because Loki and Thor live together for millennia.
I think they're parting ways a little bit from the actual mythology, but they're trying to go as close as possible.
Yeah, they're getting something in there. So the thing is, you could have God of War Chaos Reigns, right, where it's basically the rise of Loki, saving Kratos and finding his final redemption. And I don't think Kratos necessarily should die. I think we've had enough of our father figures dying. Right.
We need some love now. We need some good stuff.
and I want that for God of War. I want that for Kratos. Kratos has been through so much. He deserves the sunset with his family, drinking warm cocoa and marshmallows, right? Because the peace reigns because behind him are all the heads of the Olympiad and like Thor and Odin all like on pikes dead, right? Because don't mess with Kratos, and everybody gets the message. Don't mess with Kratos.
Yes.
But I could see 6 being like we play mostly as Loki.
Yeah.
Until he like manages to free Kratos, and I would be cool with it being like a reverse of not God of War, The Last of Us, where you go through as Loki trying to find Kratos, finally get somewhere or cause him to be released, but that costs you something. That costs you Loki's freedom. And do we think Kratos is going to be okay with that? I think not. And so for the last, say, quarter of the game, it's Kratos murdering his way back to Loki.
Yeah.
The amount...
That sounds good, actually.
Yeah.
Really good.
You think this is a Loki story, but it is a time to free Kratos Kratos realizes what the price of his freedom was, and he will murder the universe to get Loki back, to get Atreus back. And he does.
Yeah.
And that's the way I would finish 6, but I think you need to... Also, with the time skip, this is my worry about time skip, is that like a teenage Atreus...
Yeah.
For that game, what's their relationship going to look like? Because part of the reason Kratos was able to open up around Atreus was that Atreus needed him.
Yes.
And if he's growing out of Kratos needing him, Kratos is likely to harden up again.
Well, this will probably be part of the journey. This will probably be part of the story that happens there. You're asking a question that will probably be answered and probably explored.
I mean,
like we're thinking.
You got to trust Santa Monica, right?
Exactly.
I mean, the leap they made with this, with God of War 4. What's your predictions for it? Let me hear what you think for God of War 5.
I think it's going to be them on the run.
Yeah.
I think it's them on the run from Thor.
Yeah.
But sooner or later, he realizes that he can't do that anymore.
Yeah.
Atreus is going to be training him. He's going to be trying to get him up.
Yeah.
There's going to be, he's trying to harden him up. He's still going to be the hard father and whatnot.
Yeah.
Like, I'm the God of War. We need to be.
It's still Kratos.
Son, you need to hold your emotions and stuff like that. It needs to be that. I think it's still going to be something fantastic, and I still think it's still going to be father son. That's the thing.
I hope so. That's the investment. That's the money maker. The father and their child is the absolute money maker. And we saw that with The Last of Us and God of War 5, which is the distant, cold, like seasoned warrior type PTSD, all sorts, who then opens up to accepting that not only does this kid need them, but they are in love with the kid. They love the kid, and then their whole focus is about this kid. I would say God of War and The Last of Us are the same story.
It's basically close, right?
Yeah.
And I think the main hook is going to be that there might be a chance that we're going to lose Kratos. I don't think it will actually happen, but I think that will be the big thing where it's like, oh my god, is he about to die? Is that? And there'll be like seeds of it going along. Like he's almost getting ready to pass on the reins to Loki, to Atreus and whatnot. And then you're thinking all the way through, you're like, are we going to lose Kratos at the end of this?
Well,
we don't lose him in the end, but that's what they're like.
I'll let you know if we lose. I will know within hours of playing the game who dies, because have I ever been wrong about that?
Yes, but you've not been wrong recently.
When was I wrong?
You're wrong about stuff before, but you're not. But recently, you've been better.
As playing the game. So forget predictions. While playing the game,
okay, that's a fair point.
How many times have I ever been like, I think this is going to happen?
When you start off a game, you do get a general good feeling for it, and you say, yes, this is going to be a thing, and it turns out to be very good. He's very good at that, I will say. But there's been times before, like, prior to it, you're like, I get this feeling. That's been.
But
that's who knows, isn't it?
I need you to lay out God of War 5 and 6. Because you can't go from I think maybe we lose Kratos or whatever, because there's another game. We know this is another trilogy, right? It's all but confirmed.
Yeah.
All but confirmed.
Yeah.
I don't see them ending it on this one.
Yeah.
Lay out 5 and 6.
I can't lay out 5 and 6 for you right now.
Because once that happens, what's the oomph in 6?
Well, that's the thing. I can't see that far. You can't. You're putting me around the spot, and I can't come out with all of that. Unfortunately, I don't have my foresight to see in 6. I've thought about what this could possibly be, and my idea is that they're on the run from Loki, on the run from Thor, and then there's this chance that we're thinking like they're seeding. Oh, we're going to pass on the reins to Atreus. He's almost like there's moments where he's almost saying he's giving up, as where he's going to end it all. He doesn't want to do this anymore. He's getting too old. But then there's the moment where he's about to lose him, and then it brings them all back together, and they decide, no, this can't be the end, and they get back together. But I don't know what would happen after that.
That sounds like a finale game, though. That sounds like an end to the story.
No, well, I mean, I haven't put every point out there.
Unless you go to another realm. They're like, okay, we're two...
And again, you're the one saying there's going to be a trilogy. I'm not saying there will be.
I definitely think
so. If you can't put that on me, I'm not saying there is.
That's true. And I suppose they could always go, okay, we've outstayed our welcome here, we'll go somewhere else, and the last game is in a new area.
Possibly. But the main thing, do you think this game will come out in 2021, even after hearing his thing?
Even with the assets. And we've done a lot of areas. It's totally possible that a lot of the game takes place in areas of Valhalla and all that stuff. Not Valhalla. Areas of the game that we've already been to.
Yeah. Or
we're using a lot of those assets, like the realms.
Midgard and whatnot.
Yeah. But man, 3 years?
I think it's possible just because it was 5 years for the first one. They don't have to reinvent it again, and I think it's possible. It'll be tight and it'll be tough, but I think they've got it. I think they're capable.
And it could be a December release.
Yes, that's true. It could be late. But then again, actually, it would have to be November to count for Game of the Year, but that's getting technicalities right there. Anyway, that's what these guys are saying over there.
Man, I hope so. If it's even half the game God of War 4 was, it's going to be amazing.
Chef's kiss. And it will be a real system seller for the PlayStation 5.
Yeah.
Essentially, its first year of being on sale, and quantities will be probably upped by then.
Yeah, for sure.
Fly off the shelves. Yeah. Fly off the shelves. Our next topic is Spider-Man Miles Morales is getting the Into the Spider-Verse suit.
Sick.
Very, very cool. And have you seen the video for this?
No, I definitely want to see it. So, guys, look, if you don't know, you probably have heard of Into the Spider-Verse, but I will go as far as to say it's actually one of the best Spider-Man movies they've made.
It's fantastic. And absolutely fantastic.
It's almost as good as the Raimi trilogy.
Almost, yes.
But I mean, it's like genuinely good. It's a cartoon, but it's genuinely good. It totally captures this version of things. Yeah. It made me actually care about Miles.
Prior to it, I wasn't really hot on Miles, but I didn't really know much about Miles, to be fair.
The thing
they introduced it to me, I was like, oh, great.
The only thing I knew about Miles Morales was in that universe, Pete dies.
Yes.
Had died. And I'm invested in Peter Parker. And I was like, end of the day, I don't care about another character. I care about Pete. And that movie made me care about Miles Morales. It showed us a lot of the great spin-offs that we've seen. Yeah. It was really funny. It was really well done. It was really well acted.
And now we're getting that suit from that because Sony owns it into it.
Yeah.
The big things about it, though, is that as well as it being the suit, they've also added the cartoonish animation, lowish frame rate look to his movements and him only.
Sick.
You'll see this now, and I'll put this up on the screen so you guys can see anyway.
Yeah, it's totally different, isn't it? Look.
It's totally different. And look.
That's so cool.
And they put the bam when he hits people and stuff like that. It's really, really awesome. Like, look at the way he's moving in comparison to everything else.
It looks like the movie did.
Yes.
And the movie looked great, by the way. Oh, that's so good.
It looks amazing.
See, that alone, you were saying that, like, God of War is a console seller. Like, this is a game pusher. Like, this edition.
I guarantee you, before people might have been a bit, we have to pay a bit more for this because it's a next-gen game. It's I don't know if I should get it. Should I get it?
Yeah.
People are like, I guarantee people saw that now and were like, I'm buying this now, and I'm buying it on PlayStation 5.
Anyone that saw the movie now, I would almost guarantee wants that version.
Yep. That was really cool.
That looks really good.
I can't wait to play this game. Let me ask you one thing. This is something that came up on Twitter.
Yeah.
Would you have preferred to see that in the game organically? And not have it spoilt to you? As in, like, it just one day it popped and you're like, it's the Into the Spider-Verse suit, and then one day on Twitter everyone's just like, oh my god, this is great. Or is it okay that it was like that?
I think people are going to be shocked, but I think it was okay.
I think it was okay as well. There were some people that were like, man, it would have been cool to have that as like a spoiler-free, just when you get the game, you're like, oh, it's amazing.
I mean, wait, are they talking, when this is spoiler-free, do you mean when you get the game, like you open the case and as with like The Witcher, they have included, by the way,
this is free in here.
Because of the movie, we decided to include for you this suit, like a little thing where you enter the code? Or do you mean like, as you play the game, they unlock this thing and go, oh, hey, by the way.
I presume they meant playing the game, so they can just see it on the screen the very first time and they actually get to experience it. I don't think it's that big of a deal, personally. I think this is gonna sell units, so...
I don't think it's that big of a deal because although we thought the movie was incredible, it wasn't a blockbuster.
Yes.
So there's a lot of people that will get this game that actually didn't see the movie and don't know about Miles Morales. They're just getting another PlayStation game, another Spider-Man game.
Yeah.
So I think it's okay to have done it the way they did it. By the way, it looks incredible.
Incredible.
It looks so good. I actually really vibed with that. I really vibed with the movie, obviously, but I think that is so true to that movie, which I think is the best telling of Miles Morales, because I'm not a big comic book guy, but from what I know of the comics, it wasn't very well done, at least initially. There was all this stuff trying to just score like Twitter brownie points about Miles, about how like he's biracial. Mm-hmm. In the movie, he's still biracial, right? But they never make a big deal about the fact that one's
he's just really cool.
Mexican, I want to say Mexican, South American, and one's black. Those are his parents, right? There's not a big deal made out of it, and that's the way these things should be. It's not a big deal. Just present the character.
Yeah.
And that's what the movie did, which made me vibe with Miles. Because before it was just like, oh, they're just trying to tick lists.
Yeah.
Right? And then in the movie, you're just like, nah, he's just a kid.
He's just great.
He is great.
Kid.
And it's so well written. It's a great movie. You should watch the movie. I'm sure it's
Definitely
cheap
watch
enough
it
now, yeah.
As well as that coming out, so I felt like it was okay the way it came out. So this is this is how it works. So when you've got your games on a list up here. So right now, guys, we're looking at the PlayStation 5 UI.
Yeah.
This is a leaked video that someone took a video of their screen, so it's potato quality and shit like that.
That's big, isn't it?
There's a big boy right there, big boy PlayStation 5, and on the top you've got all of your games, and when you go on them, it sort of themes the background for you. And whatnot.
Okay.
This is loading of Spider-Man PS5.
Okay.
I just want to put this up there. It's going to be up on the screen as well, so you guys can see. The guy's playing it. He's going through. You can see it's a real UI. It's nothing fake.
Yeah.
And then he goes over to Spider-Man. He hits start. See the splash screen for barely a second.
Yeah.
And then there's the intro page, and where like you're going to hit continue in a second. You see Miles Morales. Press X to continue. Continue. Get into game. Loaded. That's him in the game right now.
That is maybe 2 seconds longer than a respawn.
And that's
as we're used to in game.
Fresh boot from the menu right there.
That's fast.
Very fast.
That is.
And that's not something that fucking PlayStation are showing people. We want to see this.
This is how you flex. That is fast, isn't it? This whole video, by the way, is 29 seconds. And when does he start the boot?
So he starts the boot into the game. So from the main menu, he starts at 10 seconds.
11 seconds.
11 seconds, and it goes in. And then when he gets to the press continue button.
That's 5
seconds. So the press continue is 24. And then at 26, he's in. So 2 seconds there. This is what PlayStation meant when they said we are eliminating load times.
That's insane. Do you remember when the rest mode came out?
Yes.
And so if you got a PlayStation day of release like we did, it was just a regular console. You had to turn it on and start.
Yes.
Then they came up with this update which put in the rest mode resume, wherever it was, ability, right? Which was you'd be playing a game, instead of turning it off, you put it into rest mode. When you come back, you press the PlayStation button and boom, you're back in.
Yeah.
And we said, the first time we saw that, you said to me, because you did it first, you were like, it's so fast, you don't even have time to like get comfortable before you're back in the game, like to sit down and get yourself like situated, and you're back in the game. It's so rapid.
Yeah.
This is like that, but this is a fresh boot.
Fresh boot.
Because the thing with the rest mode is still on because it's maintaining its place in the game.
Yeah.
It's basically pause, but powered down pause.
Yeah. This is a game changer.
That's
I like it a lot.
So fast.
I like it a lot. I like it a lot.
I like it a lot. I don't get why they haven't flexed that, but then
that's something that PlayStation haven't done. They've started to leak out a few more things, and I wonder why it is we've got such little information.
Do you know what it might be?
What is it?
It may be this. Although I don't know if I'm going to give them enough credit.
Go on.
Because ultimately it is Suits. And you know
how
I
do you feel about Suits?
I may not be the biggest fan, but so here's the thing. The corporate head-to-head has already happened.
Yes.
If they keep coming out with flexes, it's just like marketing stuff. And I would say at this point, most people, if they're buying their own console, have decided.
Yes.
Otherwise, it's down to whoever, the parent that goes into the shop, assuming lockdown's over.
Mm-hmm.
That they're just going to wait for all the influencers to do it because they're impressed. So forget paying the influencers. When Tim the Tatman or Ninja or whoever gets console,
or conversations,
or us. I mean, I was trying to name like our two smaller competitors.
Yeah, people that we noticed below us, but we're not really scared.
Right, exactly. Like they'll never be where we are, right? That these guys go, wow, that was so fast. Oh my god, can you believe that? That's so much faster than my last console was, or whatever, right?
Because that would be a real
because then it's real humans doing it, and it wasn't sponsored.
Yeah,
and
good point. Good point.
A lot of people aren't going to do that. A lot of people aren't getting the next gen consoles day of release.
Yeah,
this time around, right? Whether it's for economic reasons because of the calamity, or just they're waiting and seeing all the people that they watch for content live streaming, going, man, this is quick, this is so much quicker, and seeing those load times just organically. You don't need to tell people about it because they're gonna see it. The best thing to do is why bad movies are bad. Because they tell you stuff about the character. In a good movie, you're shown that the character does the thing. Right? It's the save the cat moment, right? This is a show don't tell kind of thing. I think
perhaps,
or they just don't know that this is a flex.
It could be, right?
Probably that.
The thing that they have been flexing, however, and this is actually going to be the next topic, I'll move that up for everyone. The thing that they have been flexing, which I genuinely, as I said on the last show, which a lot of people after hearing our discussion also are like, actually, this might be a good thing.
Okay.
The DualSense controller. So a few more games have come out to confirm their support for the DualSense controller, which is great news off of the bat. It means that this isn't just going to be something that people just leave by the wayside and whatnot. Resident Evil Village.
Yeah,
gonna be scary as hell, and I actually want to play Resident Evil Village now.
Why are you gonna get Valhalla when you could be? That's gonna pop for the channel so much better than Valhalla.
The only thing is that this one's not coming out yet. That's I think it's like late 2021 or something like that. Deathloop apparently is gonna take advantage of it as well.
Not sure where I stand on Deathloop now.
Me as well. Like at the beginning, I was interested, like that, and then the other game is Fortnite. Yay. Yeah, so I don't know what the kids that are playing it gonna feel, but whatever. Those three games have confirmed they're gonna have their support. I'll just read this bit here. This is Resident Evil Village. They put out a little blog post on the PlayStation website, and they said it's gonna have stunning next gen visuals. It's gonna have a dynamic 4K resolution with ray tracing. It's gonna have fast loadings with instant pickup right from where you left off. No loading screens, it says, which is amazing. Adaptive triggers, so you can feel the weight of the weapon triggers and stuff like that.
Did you see that video on Twitter? Where the guy it was like, I think the guy titled the haptic trigger fighting back.
Yeah, he gently pushed them and
it pushed it back.
Did you see, there's this one female gamer that I follow who's absolutely fucking hilarious. She goes, that's right, ladies, we're taking over gaming for guys, and it basically shows it vibrating, and I was like, that was quite funny right there.
That is funny.
Adaptive triggers, haptic feedback to simulate the real feeling of a gun with haptic feedback, and Tempest audio tech, which is the new 3D audio they're using. I cannot wait in this game specifically to hear that.
I gotta say, people aren't talking about that enough.
That's true. That's true. People aren't. Because it's confusing.
We're nerds. We like the tech demo stuff. We're into it in a way that, not like Digital Foundry level stuff, but we're into it in a level that most people just play games. Mm-hmm. And we do a bit more than that. Yeah. And we have delved deeper into stuff. We've actually spoken to a lot of developers at things like EGX before the calamity. And it's not that we know about games development and all this tech, but we are a little bit more informed.
Yeah.
That's a huge freaking flex, because currently I think sound is in like, is it 6 or 8 directions?
It's
like that
I think it's like seven directions. 7.1 is 7, right?
Basically, the way that current sound is like, you can tell if something's coming from your left, from your right, in front, behind, above, below, and then maybe like, do you know what I mean? So it's like right into the front.
I think it's actually just on the around axis, not even above and below.
Yeah, so what they do for the above and below is they do the like, whoosh sounds. Yeah. It's like, oh, like that.
Yeah.
They add that to the sound, which your brain interprets as this is something falling, or this is something falling down towards me, or falling down away from me, as an example, right?
3D audio, however,
it's over 1,000 directions, isn't it?
Yes, like, it's crazy.
You will actually. There's no way for us to visually show it, because we're going to do things like load times of a base PS4 versus a day of release PS5. There's no way to show that you can actually hear something versus your brain interpreting the sound design as a direction.
Do you know what's good about this, though? Is that if it was 3D audio and you required for you to buy the PlayStation headset or something like that, which some people were under the impression it was, it's not, guys. You can work with your headphones.
Which is insane.
So long as you have a 3.5mm jack, plug it straight into the controller.
I don't know how they did that.
It's crazy. That's what's going to actually sell it, because we don't have to sell it. No. It's already there for you. Yeah. All you have to do is plug in your headset and you're going to get it.
It will work. Which blows my mind. This should need new technology.
It should. But it doesn't. And that's the thing. People are going to see this, and when you're going to get your PS5, it's going to be great. You're going to be like, look at these stunning next-gen visuals. And then you're going to get the controller, and you'll be like, wow, this is good. And then you're going to play Resident Evil or whatever other game that has the thing. And you're going to be like, I can hear the footsteps above in the room. Yeah. That woman is after me. Oh my God, there's a guy downstairs in the basement. And you're going to be blown away. This is going to be next-gen, guys.
Again, the difference... I think the difference will be massive.
Yeah.
You might not notice it, but it will be massive. You will find yourself... What I mean by that is that, like the movie soundtrack thing, an incredible movie soundtrack, you should come out of that going, man, that film was amazing. Not, man, that film was amazing. Do you remember the score at this point?
Yeah.
A good movie soundtrack, you don't notice it. At least at the first watching, you're just drawn into the movie.
It pulls you in, you're immersed, you're there. That's what it is.
I think people are going to find themselves immersed at a level they have never been before, assuming using a headset.
Yeah.
This is huge, man.
Can I bring up a point that might blow you away?
Okay.
And I wrote this down here. Imagine if Kojima had this technology when he made Death Stranding.
No.
The adaptive controller, first of all, the haptic feeling of feeling like the baby shaking and whatnot, having the baby cry, you'll know it's below you.
It feels like a horror game already thinking about it.
The stumbling on rocks and stuff like that, the triggers fighting you and whatnot.
You would actually be able to feel, you know, when you're stumbling, you get vibrations, right? But if he's stumbling and bumps onto something, the haptic trigger will tell you that.
It's like, what's going on like that?
You'll feel the bump.
And then which leg, because you know you had to press one side to pull back your leg. It will feel more weighted on one side where you'll be like that. Imagine if Kojima had this. I'm looking forward to the next Kojima game because he's going to screw with us. He's going to screw with us.
It's going to be a horror. Imagine playing PT with all of this now.
Yeah.
Hell's no.
Well, you might actually get to do that because apparently the rumor is that at the Game Awards, which is the 10th of December, I believe, or something like that, around about the time that Cyberpunk comes out, there might be a secret announcement that Kojima is making a Silent Hill game. Now,
I have heard the whispers that Kojima has something to do with Silent Hill.
Yes. Now, he would have been making Silent Hill had he not left Konami.
Yeah.
But now that he has, it's like a couple of things need to go right in order for that to happen. Konami are probably not interested in making video games. They're making their pachinko machines in China, which make them a ton of money and whatnot. So that's all they want. However, they do have the IP. Either they license that out to someone who wants to do it, probably someone like Sony or something like that, they have a relationship with. And then Sony have to then go to Kojima and go, would you like to make this? Is something you want to do? Or are you dead set on making something brand new now that you've gone completely away from them? Do you want to do a partnership? A lot of things need to line up in order for this to happen.
It depends, though. Because if they go to Kojima and say, we got you Silent Hill, you can fully depart. You can basically make the Silent Hill you've always wanted to make.
Yeah.
You have full creative control. I think he maybe takes that.
I could see it as well. And he will be, like you said, in full creative control. It's his thing, his vision.
But maybe he just wants to make PT.
He might just make PT and...
Because I think
I'll play it and cry.
I think Death Stranding did well enough. I think Death Stranding did well enough for them to say, okay, Kojima, you made something from the ground up.
Yeah.
Like completely from the ground up. PT, do it.
Yeah.
Because there was so much talk about the demo. Mm-hmm. Which, by the way, that demo was way more polished than the demo ever needed to be.
Right? And way more polished than other games.
Yeah, like say... Well, I can't think of one off the top of my head. Like, I don't know, man. I think Kojima needs to just get some sleep and not make any more horror games because just the idea of him making a horror game terrifies me. I'm already afraid.
Just lay off the horse tranquilizer, the giraffe tranquilizer.
Yeah, you know that.
And take a chill pill, bruv. Take a chill pill.
Just relax.
Take a Horlicks, bruv.
Yeah, you know that. Just chill.
When I thought that, I was like, Kojima with the DualSense. That's a match made in heaven and hell.
Thousand Direction audio.
Yeah.
DualSense with the haptic.
Crazy.
It's going to be super interesting. Do you know my big worry?
Go on.
Is that we aren't seeing that many Kojimas coming up in the world.
Yeah.
Like, we have a few. Like...
True Jinema, as H. Barts would say.
True Jinema. But... And this really bugs me, is that ultimately it's Kojima and two dev houses on. That's not true. A few dev houses working for Sony.
Yeah.
Right. Ultimately, in my opinion, it's Sucker Punch only really because of Ghost of Tsushima.
Mm-hmm.
But prior to that, and I absolutely love their games, but not like incredible pieces. Right. Great fun, great games.
But this is like on the map type thing.
Right. Sucker Punch, Naughty Dog, Santa Monica.
Yeah.
Kojima. Who else goes on that list? Seriously.
In terms of Sony parties.
In terms of anyone.
Oh, anyone. Well, I mean, you can still put CDPR on there.
Fine. CDPR, sure.
Yeah. Who else?
CDPR, and as much as I do love
Insomniac is good now with Spider-Man.
But would you put Spider-Man in the same list as for like storytelling? Forget how much you like the story. Like, I didn't vibe with Death Stranding, but that is an incredible story.
Yeah, the Spider-Man story that we got, while it was cool to have it in this form factor, it was a story that we knew.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like or not. Anyway, that's really cool. It's good to see that there are third-party games, or at least other games that aren't owned by PlayStation, coming up with support for the PlayStation features right there. That's going to be really cool. I'm glad to see that, and I would like to try them all out.
So that's pro-consumer.
That is pro-consumer right there.
One, I can't believe it doesn't need proprietary tech.
Yes.
But the fact that they have this thing and we're like, well, no, this will work with anyone. We're just making gaming better.
Yeah.
That is...
There is one thing I will say.
Pro-consumer,
that I think I don't know if they're lying or if they're trying really hard, but they're not going to get to it.
Yeah.
They said that right now at launch it's going to be supported for all headsets that can go into the controller by a 3.5mm jack, and anyone that can plug in by USB into the thing.
Yeah.
It won't work over digital output because the tech is just too foreign. It doesn't understand it.
It's also probably a ton of data.
They're saying they're going to try and make it work on TV speakers.
Nah.
TV speakers are so shit.
But also, they're literally unidirectional.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They're really crap.
Yeah, they suck.
As great as this technology is, as great as it is to simulating the virtual surround sound or whatever, even virtual surround sound on TVs sounds awful.
Oh, yeah,
that's why TVs have now gone to soundbars, because they wanted to make it as small as possible and they sound terrible. Buy a soundbar headset. That's what you do.
TV audio is great for like a movie, which needs the sound for what's happening on screen plus some music.
TV shows, not movie. Movie, I say you have to go for soundbar. You have to go for something better than the TV speakers.
Sure, I mean, but you know what I mean. Yes. What I'm saying is that
not for the best level quality audio that you want.
Yeah, you don't need directional sound for almost every, and I'll say it, I don't think you need it for almost every movie at all, and certainly not for any show as far as I can tell.
For great movies, you do need it. For not every movie. No, not every.
There's like probably 10 where you're like, you need this experience.
I'll say some like Nolan North stuff, maybe. Christopher Nolan.
Nolan North. I mean, the big hitters. Pacific Rim.
Yes.
Right? You need...
Green Lantern. You need it.
But other than those sorts of big hits, I can't think of any movie that needs it more than something like Green Lantern. The rest can all, frankly, do without it.
Exactly. The Hulk movie, the first one.
The Incredible Hulk.
Yeah. So I can't wait to see more games that come out with that stuff. A really good support right there.
We are getting a new level of technology that's going through everything. Like the fact that the sound technology has evolved like 10 generations in one jump.
Yeah.
The fact that the audio, the controller, the visuals, the load times, like I think even your run-of-the-mill games are going to be a much better experience now.
Yeah.
You know?
I agree.
Although it makes me worry about... So a game like The Order 1886, which was short and mostly cut scenes, also had fairly decent load times.
Yeah, it did.
I reckon you take those load times out, you lose maybe half an hour of the game.
Yeah, it's true.
You know what I mean? Like, the short games are going to have to really pack a punch if they want to contend.
Yeah, because all those load times are really cut out as well.
Right.
Speaking of older games and whatnot, there have been a few games that have received next-gen patches, especially some of those games that are going to be coming with the PlayStation Plus collection.
Yes.
Namely, Days Gone. So Days Gone apparently is getting a patch, and on the PlayStation 5 it will be running at 4K, dynamic 4K resolution.
Native 4K.
And dynamic 4K.
Oh, okay, yeah, you said. I don't know why I asked. Well, you literally said dynamic, and I was like, native?
Native? Dynamic 4K and up to 60 frames per second on that thing.
Up to 60 frames per second.
They say up to. I don't know if that means like performances sometimes might dip in certain areas.
Depending
and
on how big of a horde you have following you.
Exactly, because have you seen how big the hordes can get?
They can get large, yeah.
Freaking large.
It kind of reminds me of, do you remember back in the day with like, I think it was PS3 days where Crisis was the big thing, but can you rig on Crisis? And then they would do the barrel tests.
Yeah.
See if they could just melt their GPUs. Like, it kind of feels similar to that.
I love that was something people wanted to do. They wanted to see their GPUs just melt into like molten core.
Yeah, to turn to like 1 frame per hour. Yeah.
Anyway, that's coming up, and I know Dave been this after my recommendation. He played it and he loved it and whatnot. I'm gonna replay this game again now, getting the PS5. So maybe I don't need to get AC Valhalla. Maybe I can play this game in between.
Do a Days Gone stream.
That could be true. I could do that. People would like that.
I mean, but why not do Persona 5? It's only 100 hours long.
You know, I know Zahir's been coming at me and he's been like, Eddie, let me hold your hand and get through Persona 5.
Zahir's not the only one that's said Persona 5's really. I mean, it is obviously, I think it's still the highest Metacritic game out there.
Was it Last of Us was close to beating it, and then on the last, like after all the reviews came in, it dropped down 1 point.
Yeah, I mean, I think both Last of Us's are incredible.
Yeah.
Absolutely incredible. So I'm interested in Persona 5, but I have no basis in that game.
I like Zahir's passion for it.
He's really passionate about it.
He's passionate for it for a different reason, though. He's passionate because it's a JRPG beating everyone else.
Yeah.
Not because... He probably loves the game as well, but he's more like, JRPG beat you guys.
I know for a fact he loves the game because while he was playing it on Discord, you know, he would chat here and there, and he had told me like he'd put 70 or 80 hours into it, beat it, and then went back to play it again.
Damn.
Like straight back to back played it. So
that's dedication.
Yeah, he's really into it. Apparently it's incredible, and I used to love JRPGs.
Yeah.
I do love the old Final Fantasies.
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever get and/or play and/or finish Final Fantasy VII Remake?
No, I played the demo. That was all I played, and I actually did like the demo, but I didn't have the time for it in that space.
Yeah.
And then it just got away from me, and I was like,
because this has actually been a banger of a year for games. It's just the fact that it's been such a trash year that puts a downer on everything.
It feels like the year's been so long, so it's like, even though we've had
a decade for gaming, yeah.
It feels like a decade. Anyway, the next topic, if you don't mind me switching to the next topic. The next topic, Sony have officially come out and confirmed that the PlayStation 5 will come with a HDMI 2.1 cable.
Good.
Which, after... The reason why this is such big news, HDMI 2.1 is required, 2.1 specifically, for you to be able to play 4K 120 frames per second games.
It's not doing 120.
There are probably some games that can do it.
But not in 4K.
And maybe... I don't know what this...
I don't see it.
I don't see it personally, but... There probably are... The console boasts support for it. So there has to be a cable that supports it, right?
Yeah. The cable needs to be...
Exactly. Fast enough to be able to handle all that stuff. And that was the point of contention. Basically, some unofficial Xbox News, branded themselves Xbox News Twitter account, came out saying that the Series X will be the only console out of the box that can achieve 120 frames per second.
Okay.
They did that based on the idea that there was what's the guys with the white glove that does the unboxings?
Oh yeah.
That guy. He pulled out a cable, and on the cable it said high speed. When for HDMI 2.1, it's supposed to say ultra high speed.
Yeah.
However, PlayStation come out and confirmed that is actually an ultra high speed. It just says high speed for some reason. And they came out with that sort of like a dig at PlayStation. Like PlayStation users can't even do 120 FPS out of the box.
Yeah.
What was really
the Xbox X will,
you know, I mean, it's possible at least with the hardware. Now, what was extra funny about that, because this is an unofficial source, because it's just a dude in a bedroom doing this stuff
the game
to try
he tested it on Minecraft.
Because he's just a dude being an idiot, he used a picture of Horizon Forbidden West, as the background image when promoting this 120 frames per second. So it was this big picture of like the Xbox Series X, and it says the only console to do 120 FPS out of the box. And the background was this beautiful like...
It's a Horizon
picture. And everyone called him out on it and be like, you moron.
Well, also...
And then also, he didn't even fact check his thing.
Yeah, so he was wrong. But
he was wrong.
Let's not throw too much mud about being wrong on the internet.
True. We have been on our fair share.
But I find it ironic that the guy who... And let's say he's correct. Let's just say hypothetically that no game on the PS5 does do 120. They all cap out at 60 for whatever reason. Maybe it's like a... You know, like German cars, they all cap at 155, even if they can do way more.
Yeah.
Let's say it's some kind of like gentleman's agreement that they all do 60. And something on the Xbox does do 120 or multiple things. But what game can you play on the Xbox? What game do you want to play? Other than like 12 minutes. There isn't, you know, like I would rather play dozens of games that I want to play at 60 FPS and forget 4K, like just 60 FPS that are incredible stories, than meh games, you know, that do 120. I just don't care. I don't care enough.
Yeah.
I want my incredible stories.
That's it, guys. That's simply what it comes down to, is what games are there. The thing, I just wanted to bring this up because it was a dude literally in a bedroom who's decided he wants to make his life about Xbox news and then doesn't even take the time to do the proper research to actually be correct on something. And the guy it's ironic that he picked a PlayStation game as his background. Anyway, after that came out, also, I think it was Sean. Sean sent me a video, I think it was today, of The Witcher 3 running on an Xbox Series S, claiming to run on an Xbox Series S. And the load times for fast travel was instantaneous.
I saw this video where it loaded the map before. It almost looked like it had glitched because it loaded so fast.
It looked like a glitch. Now, a couple of people in the comment section said, and it raised suspicion for me now, that this could have been a teleportation mod.
Yes, I've seen PC
running
mods,
on PC. Now, it would look exactly the same if you just plug in a controller, because it would say press B, press A, and the controller movement is exactly the same. With this guy's track record of being careless, of being incorrect, of being just straight to the punch just to try and get a rise out of people, I could believe that this is wrong as well.
Now, I want to ask one really important question. How many views did his videos get?
He seems to only be a Twitter account, at least for what I've...
Oh, okay.
I didn't even bother checking anymore. I was like, you know...
Because I was going to say, I think maybe we should stop even pretending to fact check and just start throwing shit out there, seeing what sticks.
Mate.
Because frankly... I'm all down to shill for the views.
Have you seen Emergency Awesome?
No.
Emergency Awesome. I'm going to type this in for you right now, and you're going to see the bullshittery that's on this thing right here. The guys who are watching right now, the people who know about him, are going to say, oh my god, this guy. It's going to be in my sub box now for the rest of time. This guy gets millions of views. Yeah. And each one of his videos are all clickbait videos and titles and whatnot. The Mandalorian Season 2 breakdown. I guarantee you Luke Skywalker is not in it.
Oh, 100%, yeah.
But he's put that there to be
also, look at this show. Every single video, a hair over 10 minutes.
Exactly.
10 minutes 16, 10 minutes 22, 10 minutes 35, 10 minutes 13, 10 minutes 33, 11 minutes 20.
Batman trailer, Red Hood end credit scene. There is no end credit scene of Red Hood, but he's put that there.
I'm telling you, if Red Hood was in it, we would know.
Exactly. Thor: Love and Thunder teaser breakdown. There hasn't been a teaser yet. He's making everything up. His whole channel is this. Superman, Man of Steel 2. There is no Man of Steel 2.
Yeah.
Look. He's taken the picture from Tenet. I think that might have been a Boss Logic.
That is a Boss Logic. I know that picture, yeah.
Green Lantern 2022 announcement. There's been no announcement for this stuff. He's making everything up.
I want to see if the videos are ratioed. And no, they're not.
People are... I'm telling you, he's completely... His SEO's at one point, though, I will say.
I mean... no, but his SEO isn't on point. I'm looking at his tags, and I know a bit about this stuff. Let me see his description. Maybe it's something in his description that he's maxed out.
It's definitely like, he's put all the tags in.
Yeah.
Let's have a look. Skip this ad. So this is the Green Lantern movie that we watched with Ryan Reynolds. Yeah. There's definitely nothing. This is all just Green Lantern.
Yeah.
And that is just a picture from
Boss
Logic.
Boss Logic, yeah. It's just Green Lantern. But how can he put this in when we get struck?
We get strikes for deceptive behaviour. This doesn't get strike for deceptive behaviour.
It doesn't make any sense.
It's
just the movie.
It's all bullshit. His entire thing, and he's been doing this, especially when Endgame came out.
Yeah.
It was just every character, their next movie, fake trailer comes up like that.
We should shill like this. I mean, everybody says we need more subs. I think we just need to do the dirty behaviour that gets you more subs.
Yep, that's what we need to do.
R.I.P. Chadwick Boseman, but it's got him as like...
I love how he puts out a 10-minute video of rest in peace Chadwick Boseman to try and conform to the algorithm.
Yeah, this is
dirty practice. Anyway, big tangent we just went on there. That's something there.
Why are you looking at the cover for...
Now, this is custom steelbook covers. They just happen to use it as a Star Wars strap.
Okay.
Anyway, we'll get on that. I'm thinking about making one of our Comboplations ones.
I want that.
It might be expensive, but we'll work it out. Well, this is a magnetic cover, and it's £10. Not too bad. But I've got in touch with a guy. Apparently, he wants to spend. He goes £40 for one. It's a custom one of a kind.
Let's do this. Let's play the game through once each. See how we feel about it. But I'm not joking. So, boys, if you aren't aware.
Right in the middle of the podcast, we'll do this.
We have made for our Patreons over on patreon.com/conversations at the True Gamer Plus tier and above. So the Super Bros, they're just getting it for free. We've made our cover, a Comboplations 2077 cover for Cyberpunk. Mm-hmm. We have the version that we didn't dig downstairs, and even that looks amazing.
Yes. Just a few mistakes on that one, but we're going to correct that. But it looks amazing.
It looks incredible. And I absolutely want that.
Yeah.
If we play through the game and it's even close to what we think, I will spend £40 on one of those.
I'm glad you're with me. I'm glad you're with me on that because I desperately want to do it too. A
steel book of our combo. Hell's yes.
Of our faces.
Now, I don't know. Once it's made, will it be cheaper for him to make more of? Because then maybe we could offer it if people really vibe.
I have to ask him. I think his process is no.
Cool.
But I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if they'll know. It's just a guy that I found. I was like, custom steelbook, and I found this guy on Reddit, and he goes, I've got a website. He does Game Boy Advances and Game Boy Colors, custom skins on them. And he was like, I also do steelbooks on the side and whatnot. So that's quite cool right there.
We'll do this. If we get it, and I'm assuming we're going to get it.
Yeah.
And they are as good as we would hope they were. We will give you guys the link. You're free to use the stuff.
Yeah, we'll give you the artwork and you can send it to him if you want, something like that.
Yeah, completely.
Yeah.
But I don't see if it's £40. There's any way it will work as a Patreon thing.
Yeah, that's too much. Too much. Anyway, that's so as we were saying about the 4K 120 FPS
that's
cable,
right. Yes, totally.
That's what we were talking about.
I mean, okay, cool. I don't see any game running at 120, and to be honest, I don't care. I think 60 is about ideal anyway. It's only really the PC gamers and the competitive guys that want Fortnite to run at like 700 FPS for the additional, because you do get extra bonuses. Mm-hmm. Even you can technically run a bit faster and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Or rather, everybody else runs a little bit slower than they think. Yeah. Stuff like that. And you're actually in the position that you're in the accurate position that the server thinks you're in when you're running that high frame rate, stuff like that. But I mean, other than that, who gives a frick?
I think actually Call of Duty does have support for 120 FPS on PS5.
On PS5?
I think so.
Interesting.
Call of Duty PS5 resolution and frame rate will be resolution. Yeah, 4K 120 FPS. And there's these little things that come up that you're like, maybe I should get Call of Duty. However, my monitors are 60 FPS.
Yeah, I don't have a 120
I'll have to take it down to the TV.
hertz.
Maybe your TV is 120 because TVs normally are higher.
Yeah.
So check that out. That might be something to try out, you know?
But I mean, now, question, is that running, when it says it will run, is that the campaign or is that the multiplayer? Because they're different animals. Because 120 FPS on the multiplayer, I absolutely want. On the campaign, I couldn't care less. If it's 4K 60 FPS, I mean, I don't even have a 4K TV. I might have to buy one for this. Do you know what I mean?
Fuck, I might actually buy this for the 120 FPS.
I'll have a global illumination system that puts the next-gen ray tracing capabilities to good use, so expect to play... that's not about the FPS.
It doesn't say on here whether it's for just multiplayer thing. So I imagine it's for the whole game.
You would think.
But even I really want to try it now. Fuck, have I gone and bought Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War?
If you get it, there's a good chance I will get it after you You're gonna need to play a few hours of the campaign and jam the multiplayer and tell me if it's worth it. Because again, I don't have. I think my TV is 1080 or 1440. Might be 1080.
1080 probably.
Yeah.
I don't think there's many TVs that are 1440. Speaking of which, PlayStation have confirmed they're not going to natively support, which is a dumb thing. This is the stupidest topic, I swear to God.
Okay.
Natively support 1440p resolution. It will either be 1080p.
Yeah.
1080p or 4K, and if you've got a 1440p monitor, it will downscale it from 4K.
It's my laptop that's 1440.
That's it,
yeah.
And I'm like, so it will be greater quality than 1440 if you've got 40. Gotcha. I was like, this is the dumbest topic in the world.
That's a weird thing to do.
Oh, anyway. I might actually plug by this game now just to try out 120 FPS. Especially because it's a game that I like. Call of Duty is a good game.
I'll probably get it I might get it as a Christmas noob because I'm not a noob, and so I can jump in being like, oh hey, I'm new as well, and then just wreck.
Yeah,
you know.
Call of Duty Cold War will support DualSense support as well, so that's another
cool.
good thing.
That's cool.
I think I'm gonna get it. I think I'm gonna be that dickhead and buy it. I think I'm gonna do it.
I'll see how you like it and maybe get it.
That's fair.
I just find the idea of paying 70 for a COD too much. But then again, like if the campaign is good, if it is doing 4K 120 FPS, like we're starting to get into the realms that actually it makes sense. It's more believable.
Speaking of Call of Duty Cold War, seeing as we're on the topic again, there was for a hot moment, moment where I was like, Jesus Christ, Call of Duty, you need to work on your file sizes.
Yes.
It came out
based
on a picture that it was going to be 285 gigabytes minimum install size.
Yes.
However, that was quickly disputed by Activision themselves.
Yeah.
Apparently, someone's just gone to the trouble to making all of this fake.
Okay.
Pretty insane work to just mess with people.
It's really well done. The weird thing is that this is it's not an edit.
It seems like they've made the photo, like taken an actual cover, and then taken pictures of it. Anyway, it turns out it's not going to be 285.
No.
It's just going to be 135.
Well, so much more reasonable.
So much more reasonable. Do you know what? I have a suspicion that they did this themselves. Because 135 on next gen, where you don't have to put multiple copies of it because it's an SSD and it runs very quickly,
there's no copying and stuff,
is ridiculous.
Yeah.
But if they'd come out going 135 when everyone else is saying 50, 40, stuff like that, they would have been crucified. So they came out with 285. Let's put that rumor out there, and now it looks reasonable.
That's actually smart because 285 is really unreasonable. That's so bad. And then if they say no, that was fake. It's less than half of that.
Yeah.
It's way less than half of that. Suddenly, 135 doesn't look anywhere near that bad.
Completely fine. If it was 285, the Xbox Series S, sorry.
Yeah.
The budget one. That has a usable space of something like 300 and something gigabytes. You just have one game.
Yep, that's it.
You just have one game and you can't play anything else.
We were talking about, because I haven't upgraded my day of release PS5 and it only has 500 gigs or something.
Yeah.
And I've been juggling that and struggling with the juggle.
Yeah.
But I'm not down to one game. I think I have 3 or 4 games on there at all times.
Yeah.
Damn, son.
Yeah.
Damn. But you're still down to 2 games, if that's true.
If that was true,
even at 135,
I was going to say two of those.
2 or 3 games.
You're close to the limit, right there. You're close to the limit.
Well, because you can't go up to the limit. You need space for patching.
That's one of the reasons.
That's the thing no one thinks about.
That's one of the reasons why, after we thought about it, it's not actually a good price for the Series S, because you're going to have to buy more storage.
You need to.
And if you want to buy the storage that's going to be matched to the inside, you're going to have to pay an extra like $200 for it anyway. It's
almost the price of the console.
So then you've gone to the fucking price of the X. You might as well have gone there.
Yeah.
Anyway, and you've also got no disk drive now.
No.
Anyway.
It's only good for the kid that goes to their like dad's every other weekend, because that's what the divorce settlement was.
Yes.
And plays the one game for the weekend while they're there. They play Call of Duty or FIFA or whatever. Play it for a bit while they're at dad's because they're bored, or mum's or whatever, and then leave. That's the only person that's going to suit that, you know?
Exactly.
I hate that freaking command.
Yeah, that command's something right there.
I might
And
delete
it's
it.
please Eddie as well, which is what makes it even worse. Anyway, one more final thing, very quick thing.
Yes.
Ratchet and Clank for the PlayStation 5.
Yes.
Still on for Q1 2021.
Awesome.
Confirmed to be by Insomniac a PlayStation 5 exclusive. Will
That's
not become
really
that.
good.
It's going to have full PlayStation 5 support and it's going to be maxing everything out. Apparently.
That's really good, not because it sucks for the people on PS4. It's really good because that game will not be good if you play it on the PS4.
Yes.
Right? You would get it and feel like you wasted your money, I think.
The same way we feel about Cyberpunk going to be on the current generation consoles. I really, really don't hope this happens. I hope they've got magic over there at CDPR.
Yeah.
But I have a strong feeling you're going to buy Cyberpunk on PS4 and Xbox One and you're going to be really disappointed. It's going to be chuggy at 30 FPS barely.
Yeah.
And it will be upscaled from 900p.
Yeah.
It won't be nice.
No.
And that's going to be that.
Yeah, it's just not going to be fun.
No.
And I'm not trying... Like, we have no investment in pushing you to PC or to the next-gen in consoles. But I don't think this is a game you should be playing on your day of release Xbox One.
Yeah.
You know, it's just not right for it. Even no matter how good their optimization is.
Yeah.
And on the Xbox, it's often questionable.
I've heard they've done some cool stuff, some cool techniques and whatnot, but even then I can't see it stretching.
Nah.
Anyway, let's kick it over to our bros over on the Discord server, our great bros who support us here on YouTube, Patreon, Twitter, Spotify and all that lot right there. They wrote in some questions for us to answer and we've got quite a few here so we can burn through all of these.
Can we take a pause because I'm busting for the toilet?
Yes, you can.
Yeah. Oh, God. It's sloshing around.
Now that we've evacuated our bowels, we can now kick into...
Pee is stored in the balls.
Oh, sorry. My apologies. Oh, our bladders right here. Yeah. We can move on to our bros over in the Discord server. Our first one comes from Shown #end #SuperHitlerman. There's a joke within a joke there. I accidentally called him Sean with a hashtag and I spelled it wrong. And then I said that's...
How do you spell something that wrong?
That's very wrong, right?
Accidentally get a
How'd you put a hashtag in it? Anyway, I said, that's your name now. And he went, okay, I'm changing my name.
Okay.
And then also he did... Anyway, forget about it.
Yeah. And obviously the Super Hitler Man, because you're a big Hitler fan. We spoke about the Hitler room that you have. Yeah.
Exactly. That's it right there.
Yeah.
And then he writes in and he says, can one of you guys do a loading video ghost running on a PS4 and a PS5 to see what the difference is? We probably will do something like that.
Yeah, we plan to do some things like that, yeah.
Because honestly, I don't think we will notice anything different because it's insanely fast as it is. And Eddie, don't play AC Valhalla, play Demon Souls and live stream it so we can see the rage firsthand. Interesting thing. Do you remember the last episode we talked about the update to The Last of Us?
Yeah.
And how it reduced loading times drastically?
Massively, yeah.
It was this Kraken technology they've implemented into loading and stuff like that, and it's amazing technology.
Yeah.
Apparently, they sneaked that technology into Ghost of Tsushima without telling anybody, and that's why it's so freaking fast.
That makes sense. And it is fast.
Because every time we did a review with like the guys over at As Always, we was like... How is this game so fast?
Yeah.
On PS4 day of release.
My knackered PS4 that has been with us since the day they went live, midnight of that day, and it loads in. I mean, just starting the game up to go from the screen to in the game, almost nothing. A respawn. The fast travel blows me away. Respawns, you know, stuff's loaded up.
Yeah.
But the fast travel is so fast that, I mean, it's mind-blowing. So, we'll do it. I'll be interested to see. I would guess that you'll be struggling because the game will just think if you hover over a location, you must want to go there. It'll just take you there.
It'd be like, when you just skip over, you're like, I'm there.
Yeah, the map will close and you'll be where you... No, I didn't want to go there. That's going to be a problem. Yeah. But, I mean, we're considering doing stuff like that. Mainly just for us to see. I mean, it's going that extra step of like rendering the video out. But I mean, if we want to see it, you guys would probably be interested.
I think you can expect a lot of little videos like that.
Yeah.
I'm planning to do one when Cyberpunk comes out. We're planning to do
an interesting one for Cyberpunk, don't we? Yeah,
That'll be very interesting. You guys can see that soon. Well, hopefully if the game comes out. And there'll be other kinds of PS5 stuff, so stay tuned for that. And I think I might do Demon's Souls stream as well.
I think Demon's Souls will be a good one.
I won't stream AC Valhalla. I don't think that's right for me.
It's not right for us. It's not right for the channel or our community.
Yes.
Who do like AC guys. I don't know why, but they do. And those guys will 100%. We know Wames is planning on it. Ethan almost certainly will. You know, you'll be getting content. We know Tyler bought loads of books about this stuff, so he's brushing up on his history.
Yes.
So
James bought the Xbox Series X just so he could play it.
Yeah.
By the way, I love that I was the one that brought that up. And now in every single one of their podcasts, even when I'm not there, they're all grilling him for it. It's like, you bought a Series X to play AC Valhalla Day 1, didn't you? And it's like, okay, no, but yes. Yes, but no, I didn't.
But actually, yes.
Yes.
But yeah, he totally did.
You're welcome, guys. You're welcome.
Yeah.
Our next question is from My Raccoon Lemons. Sorry, do you want to read any? Do you want to do?
I mean, sure. Yeah.
Go on,
okay,
you
My
read it,
Raccoon Lemons. Who is who?
This is Luke. This is Luke over here.
You guys,
I don't know where the My Raccoon Lemons came from.
No, and everybody's changing their names. Let's not put it in front of the mic.
Yeah, let's do that.
Why cover up their ears like that? Sup gamers, so I'm planning to get a PS5 in the new year, and I have a list of games I want. Any underrated PS4 games to get backwards compatibility? I'm going to get Ghost of Tsushima, but I need other good choices for the PS4, from the PS4 for the PS5. You're going to get God of War in the PS Plus collection, which is a must.
Yes.
An absolute must. As much as I love Ghost of Tsushima, which I do, really love it, God of War blows it out of the water. Yes. And that is not an insult to Ghost of Tsushima. That is just how good God of War is. Your best game ever made.
Yes. My favourite game ever.
And it's in my... We always say this, that if you squint, they're the same. But, it, you know, on any given day, it's, again, the same for me. So you must play that if you haven't. Underrated PS4 games.
I'm going to say, I'm just going to sound like a broken record, and I'm sorry for saying this. We've mentioned it again in this podcast, but Days Gone is coming with the PlayStation Plus collection as well, and it's just got the fancy update. It's a slow burn in the beginning, but it picks up, and it's great. I really like it. It did sort of get skated by. I wonder what the Metacritic score was for it.
I'm going to Google PS4 games, because off the top of my head, I can't think of one that's like underrated. If I know it, that no one else does.
Yeah, underrated is a bit thing. But the thing is that I think he means also multi-platform. He says PS4, but you can play like a couple of different games. Yeah.
Well, GTA 5 obviously is.
GTA 5 is decent story right there.
Definitely not. If you didn't play The Last of Us Remastered and Last of Us 2, if you had to pay $70 for each, it would be worth it, in my opinion. I think those games both are that good.
Yeah. Detroit Become Human, that's also coming included in the thing. I think that was a good game. Metacritic score for Days Gone was 71, but I think it should have been a lot higher. I think it should have been like
You really liked it, especially after the patches and stuff. Horizon, I don't think it's that good. Personally, I underrate it, I guess. But it's I would probably say it's up there as like a worth playing, if not a must play. Let's see. Crash... Persona 5. Underrated though. Uncharted, The Witcher. I would say Uncharted 4 and The Witcher 3 are must plays.
Yeah. Oh, Lost Legacy. If you haven't played that, it's the standalone DLC to Uncharted, and it plays with Chloe and another character and whatnot. That's a really good one. Not a lot of people talk about it, but it's I think it's very good. Yeah.
Jedi Fallen Order was really good.
Good one as well. Very good one right there.
Even if you get a couple of glitches.
I mean, is there glitches in that game? Did you experience any?
Not one for me.
Oh, Titanfall 2. Titanfall 2 was free on PS Plus one time, and otherwise I wouldn't have picked it up. But I picked it up, and I was like, wow, this game skated us by.
Yeah.
It's a very good FPS. You should try it. It's the guys that made Apex Legends, so you know it's solid.
Only because I feel like, for some reason, people forget about it, except us. Doom 2016 and Doom Eternal.
Good shout.
Absolute bangers. Absolute bangers. And for some reason, they just get overlooked a bit.
It's because idiots like Wames over there keeps talking about it like it's just another mindless shooter. When he goes and plays things like Kingdom Hearts Melody.
They are more like, they're basic in the sense that it's an old school game, which is you go to level 1, you beat level 1, you go to level 2. But especially, I was shocked at the amount of story that's even in Doom 2016, which is basic.
Yeah.
But when you find those tablets where it reads you a story and you're like, what the hell? And then by like tablet 2 or 3, you realize it's about you.
Oh.
Yeah, like that's awesome. Final Fantasy VII Remake, but that's not underrated.
I think we've given a good number of games right
there. There are a ton of just great games. I mean, if you just Google like PlayStation standalones, first party games, you'll probably come up with a great list.
If you're into Souls-like games as well, Bloodborne is another good option.
Yeah.
And that's also going to receive a next-gen patch, 60 FPS as well, so great stuff there. Go out and check it out.
We could spend a lot of your money on this, Luke.
We could.
I honestly, I gotta say, and you did say PlayStation specifically, so like The Witcher won't be mentioned, but I think if you get Ghost of Tsushima, The Last of Us 1 and 2, similar games to that, you'll be well on your way to a good serious amount of gaming. God of War is functionally going to be free.
Yeah.
Because you need it. You need the PS Plus anyway to play online.
That's right.
So get it for the year, which is a very good price, like $40 or something.
Still amazed at that.
It's nuts, isn't it?
At that.
And then the fact that those games, plus Detroit Become Human will be on that list.
That's true.
Persona 5 will be on that list. Not a game that I can recommend, but but apparently incredible.
Hope that answers your question there, Luke. Hope you get some good gaming going right there, bro. Our next question is from Ben, #the fierce uckin banners. There's jokes within jokes here, right here. He goes, every year there's always a live action adaptation of a popular game, but what about the other way around? What are some films you would like to see
a game
see a game based on? Sorry, I went back for some reason.
Wait. What are some films you would like to see a game based on? Oh, yeah, I see, yeah.
Also, I agree with Sean. Play Demon's Souls so we can see you lose your bloody mind over it. I think I'm going to have to do it now. The people are calling for it. Games that you would like... A film that you'd like to see a game based on.
A film you... See, so here's the problem. We've said it before, I think, actually. That doing it that way around... And for the record, most films that come from games are not very well done, generally speaking. But it's way easier to go that way than the other way.
Yes.
Because there's just so much that you either have to make up for the movie or cannot include for the movie because you only have, say, 2 hours. When God of War is a 40-hour game.
Mm-hmm. How do you turn that into a movie?
You don't. You don't.
You do the Zack Snyder route where you make it into 8 parts, 4 hours.
Exactly. You could do that.
That's the real thing. It's too... Video games are so big and so long in comparison to movies that it just doesn't work to
the only way to really do it is shows like The Witcher did. But again, that used the book, not the game.
That's true.
I think they could do.
But don't worry. We've got Assassin's Creed coming, which will sort that problem out. And prove that it's possible.
We already saw the Assassin's Creed movie. Just saying.
I didn't know this, right? I was not. I'm not the biggest Assassin's Creed guy, but I heard them in the last As Always podcast talk about it. And do you know what really infuriated them about the movie? Did you watch the movie?
No.
So in the movie, Michael Fassbender, he's connected to the Animus.
Oh yeah, I saw some of it and I had to stop.
And he does parkour while he's connected to the Animus, and the Animus is like holding him like a mechanical arm.
Yeah.
But the problem is that apparently in the game, you know that desyncing.
Yeah.
The whole lore behind it is that you're not actually doing anything in those times.
Yeah.
You're just reliving the memory.
Yes.
However, if you jump off of a building and you die, that's you trying to act in the Animus. Therefore,
you desync from the memory.
Exactly.
Because it can't be a memory
because he would have survived. And I was like, oh, that's really interesting. So you're not ever moving. However, in the movie, the guy's running all over the walls. And it's like, what the hell is this?
Although the question was, what films you'd like to see a game based on?
Yeah.
So what is a film you would like to play?
I'd like to see, and I've seen the concept of this, a Division 2 movie, because essentially it's just New York being...
You've gone the wrong way.
Am I?
He's asking what are films you'd like to see
turned
into a game.
Sorry, I'm doing it the wrong way around. You're right.
I think we did that when we started our big spiel about how this is hard to do.
What could be the other way around?
Star Wars has proved that it's doable with the Lego in particular.
True, that's true. And that's been done, okay. What other
The
things?
Muppets: A Christmas Carol. For the record, the best Christmas Carol movie out there.
Yes, I agree.
The Muppets version.
And the Muppet Treasure Island. Great Treasure Island movie.
That's a
great.
banger.
Yeah.
We should do some of these for Movie Club. Maybe we do the Muppets Christmas Carol for Christmas.
Could do.
It's a banger. There is no greater Christmas movie.
Yes.
Except potentially like
Die
The
Hard.
Nightmare Before Christmas. Die Hard.
Done.
They did actually make a Die Hard game, I think.
Yes, they did.
It was not
On the PS1, I loved it for how terrible it was.
it was not good.
I got a machine gun.
What some films would you like to see?
It's difficult.
Because going backwards, I was going to say Soul Reaver. I'd love to see the Soul Reaver games made into a movie. This is a PS1 thing.
Okay.
Anybody, please, Chris, I'm begging you, tell me you know Soul Reaver. This game, man, it just spoke to me. It was so good. It's just such a great... Soul Reaver's so good. That's a game we need to get remade. Your question is really difficult. I cannot think of a movie that I would... Because the thing is, any like war movie is basically Call of Duty.
Yes.
So that takes them just completely out of it.
It would have to be some sort of fantasy, because otherwise it's just like... How do you... Because a fantasy thing, like, say, if you've got superpowers, you can extend that by making other levels or other bad guys to go against. Yeah. But if it's a romantic comedy, how do you make that stretch to a game length?
Also,
and also, who wants to play a fucking romantic comedy game?
Yeah, exactly. And for example, like, they've made, like, fighting games, you know, like Mortal Kombat types out of anime, right? But that isn't really the same thing as turning a movie into a video game.
Avatar: The Last Airbender. They did do that, and it was awful.
Yeah. Pandorum was this... For some reason, it didn't get very big, but it was this cult movie. I actually think we should watch it for Movie Club.
I feel like I remember it. Let me.
It's a sci-fi. Basically, this guy wakes up from stasis on a ship, and there are, let's say, creatures on there, maybe aliens. He's not really sure.
Ooh, I remember this.
I freaking love this movie. I think this movie's so good. I also think that German chick is so freaking hot. I can't justify it. But I think this movie's so good. Ben Foster... Yeah. Ben Foster, who plays the main guy, I think is an incredible actor, by the way. Yeah. I think Pandorum's great. I think that would make a really good game. I think that would make a really good, like... Not exactly... Well, it's kind of Dead Space, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
But I would love to see that made as like not quite a horror sci-fi survival, but basically a horror survival.
Do you know what? They need to make a Doom movie. That's what they need to make.
I think they should. I mean, maybe cast The Rock as the bad guy. But like not the bad guy off the bat, like the secret bad guy.
Yeah.
Like he starts as like a mentor to...
A big twist.
Yeah.
That's what you need.
Absolutely.
Right, and you know what? Who would be a very, very good Doom guy?
Go on.
Someone who's probably been in a helmet before, barely talks, face like that. You never see his face like that.
No. That guy from
the new Dread movie.
Yes.
Carl Urban. He'll be
Carl Urban would be a sick...
Great. We've nailed this.
I actually really, going the other way, I would love to make those Dread games into Dread movie into a game.
Yeah?
I think that would make a really good game.
I think that could be really good as well. I mean, I keep bringing up I hope they've got a gun like a lawgiver in Cyberpunk 2077, so that could be a good game mechanic.
I also think Peach Trees would make for a really great level grind.
Yeah!
Like
shit!
It's a great place to set it.
I like that movie a lot.
Yeah, I really enjoy that movie. Yeah. Totally unironically.
Yeah.
Really 100% enjoy that movie.
Do you remember when I first saw the movie? I was like, clearly what they did was...
I'm watching it tonight.
They got a cheaper slow motion camera, and then they just went, everything's in slow motion. But then I was like, that's kind of unfair. That's underselling the movie.
It was a lot of slow motion. It was because of that drug, right? What was it called?
Slow-mo.
The slow-mo. But I really enjoyed it. I also really enjoyed the psychic chick.
Yeah.
Like something about that was really well done.
Wearing my helmet impairs my abilities and stuff like that.
And also the idea that like you think she's this like little delicate flower, and then when it comes to it, like actually she is as dark and vicious and brutal as
shit she did to that guy made him think about. Whoa.
Yeah, that's hardcore. Yeah. Also, like he shows her stuff, and she's like, "Oh, you got me," and then she's like, "Bitch, please." Yeah. Like I've been in this game long enough. You think you show me anything? Come on, let me show you something. And then she shows him something, and he just like loses it.
Wets himself in it.
It's such a good scene.
Let's move on to our next question from my boy Diogo over here.
Worst game you've ever played and why? Mine might honestly be Kingdom Hearts.
Kingdom Hearts full stop.
I thought he was just going to say, but yeah, Kingdom Hearts Recon. For how boring its story is, how dreadful its combat is, and how grindy the gameplay loop is.
Well,
thanks, gamers, and inverted gamer.
That's
worst game.
I'll tell you what mine is off the bat, and it was my first platinum trophy.
Yeah.
Thief.
Oh, I remember that game.
It wasn't that great because basically it was. They made an artistic decision to make everything really muted. All the colours were just a wash between grey and dark blue. And I was like, God, this is visually unappealing. And on the PS4, it didn't run very well as well. It was very, like, framey. And there was a lot of, like, these moments where you were climbing through a window and it was, like, this really long animation. I was like, God, this is dreadful. And I continued to play the track platinum because I'm a loser. And that was the reason why I played it. I played it just because I was like, apparently it's got an easy platinum, so I'm going to try it out.
I feel like, maybe we've been asked this before, but people have missed it. That's fine, I get it. I'm going to say Modern Warfare 3.
Yeah? Alright.
Because it put my blood pressure through the frickin' roof.
Yes, I remember.
In a way that, like, Modern Warfare 2 was as broken.
Yeah.
But it also was fun because everything was broken. Modern Warfare 3, just nothing worked in a way that... Nothing balanced out. Like, Modern Warfare 2, everything was overpowered. Yeah. So nothing was. Right? Except, like, exceptions like the care package glitch and One Man Army Noob Tube. Like, those were game-breaking issues. But you didn't run into them all that often. You noticed it when you did because you're always looking for it.
Yeah.
But the reality is most people played the game the way it was intended. At least for the early part, for the first 6 months.
Yeah.
But Modern Warfare 3 was just so awful. I really hated it. It had the same muted colour issue, which Modern Warfare 2 did not have.
Yep.
Because I think they thought that because Black Ops 1 had departed from Modern Warfare 2's colour scheme, that
it must have been the colour
palette.
Did
well. Yeah, so they just copied things and none of it worked. The guns were atrocious. Everything was overpowered. They put in things like Dead Man's Hand, which was basically a nuke from like the get-go.
Bro, it was like it's like everyone had a pocket predator missile.
Yeah.
It was just, oh my God. And when you shot somebody and then they went to the ground, you're like, well, that's it. I've lost my kill streak.
One man stand, last stand, gave you this huge advantage because you could start shooting on the way down with invulnerability frames.
Exactly.
And it had like a couple of frames while you were on the ground where you could shoot and could not be shot.
Yeah.
At least early on.
It was an auto drop shot with invulnerability frames because you'd be shooting a person and they would drop to the ground and you're like, fuck, did I kill them? And then you look down and they're still shooting.
And the big thing was they should have implemented like a last stand pistol, but it wasn't that. It was whatever your secondary was.
Yeah.
And the secondaries were very powerful.
Mach 11.
Yeah. Or anyway. FGM 12s or whatever those were. You know,
FGM 9s, I think.
9s, that's it, yeah. So I'm going to say that, but I feel like it's kind of a cheat because really bad games, I just stop playing. Like if a game is really bad, like a game like Thief, I would not have continued.
Yeah. Right?
So it wouldn't be a game that I've played. I would have played it for a section, got rid of it. Mm-hmm. You know, so I don't have too many of those. So it was only a game like COD or Modern Warfare 3 in particular, where everybody that I wanted to play with was also playing it, that would keep me there to experience it being bad. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I get you.
I'll tell you a game that, just as a kind of tangent to that, a game that was very poor that I loved and then ended up hating because they never fixed it.
Yeah.
So back in my day of like being on MMORPGs, Warhammer made Warhammer Online, which I moved from WoW over to. Okay. And they had this big focus on PvP. I'm all about PvP. Right. That's why we were COD boys as well. But when I was playing WoW, I was a big PvP guy as well. For anybody that knows, I went for High Warlord when the level cap was 60, when it meant something.
Translation, he was an utter virgin.
A no-life virgin. Like, you think virgins are bad. Like, you think the audio listeners are virgins? Like, I make those guys look like pussy-slaying monsters. Yeah? This game I wanted to love so much, and the PvP was so fun, and I would have continued. I mained a class in it, the Black Orc, which it did have a game-breaking ability. It was way too powerful, and then they just destroyed it, and the whole class became useless. Yeah, and even that would not have been enough. I would have reclassed or something, but the rest of the game, there was nothing there. like in these games, it is important to have some sort of like economy, which means you need somebody that makes certain items that other people in other like talent trees and stuff need.
Yeah.
Because it gives people a reason to do stuff.
Yeah.
And this thing had no crafting. So, like, for example, let's say you're a warrior and you use metal armor, and I'm a mage and I use cloth armor.
Yeah.
And we both decide that you want to go blacksmithing, I want to go tailoring.
Right.
Right? But there's normally some crossover where one of the things you would probably get is mining. So you would find ore deposits, you do the animation, you get stuff, and then you can turn it into things.
Right.
And maybe there would be something like a rare gem that you can only get through mining that I would need for my magical robes.
Yeah.
And that requires a guy like you to take blacksmithing and mining because you need blacksmithing.
Right.
But unless that crafting is there, you never do it. And then I can never get it from you.
So they didn't have the crafting, but they had all of those other things.
Things like that, yeah. And there was no economy, which is kind of required, because otherwise you just kill stuff, you go to a vendor, unlimited cash, get stuff. But then what's the money for? Most of the best stuff, you either trade for it or you craft it. If there's no economy, there's no reason to trade. You don't need the money for anything, just armor repairs.
That's strange because I'm not in this world, but if I was going to be making a game, I would look to games that have done it fantastically and very popularly,
like World of
Warcraft, and essentially just cat that and just put my own spin on it.
Yeah. So that bugged me because I really wanted to love that game. I would probably still be playing it if it had an economy and it had no PvE.
And if a girl hadn't broken into your house and pinned you down and taken your virginity, you were like, well, I can't play this anymore.
Just forced it on me and no, my games!
No!
But it also, just as a minor thing, because I would probably have still played it just for the PvP, but at the end of the day, you don't always want to do that. There was no, like, raids.
Yeah.
That actually comes from MMORPGs.
Mm-hmm.
There was no real end-game PvE at all.
Really?
Almost nothing. There was some stuff, but it just didn't really make sense, and then I say
PvP is great, but you need to have a big PvE thing as well.
Yeah, it needs to be hand in hand.
Damn.
Yeah, so that was a game that disappointed me. So I think that kind of answered. But that's a very niche game. Not many people played it even when it was big. So
another two games. Anthem disappointed as well. Could have been amazing.
Yeah.
I thought I was Iron Man when I played the demo. Mm-hmm. Tried it. Just turned out to be nothing.
You gave that way more than its fair shake. Yeah. I was really impressed with how much actual decent time you gave it to be what it could be. And
I was like, BioWare, the guys that made your Mass Effect. I was like, surely these guys are going to do something. Yeah. Turns out it was terrible. And the other one, AC2, awful game. Let's move on to the next.
How did you feel about The Division 2?
I liked The Division 2, but it was disappointing at the end, as I said. I played Division 2, loved it, loved the gear system, loved the crafting. It was just enough to keep me going. The way that it could play with co-op with other people, the matchmaking was perfect. It was the best way I've ever played it. Yeah. And then it came to this raid, and it was like, well, you can only do it if you have 6 people, and all of them need to be high level, and all of them need to dedicate, 18 hours to this thing. If anyone backs out, they can't join back in, and you can't save your progress. And it was like...
Yeah.
And they didn't have the good matchmaking system, so you had to find 6 people that were willing to
go in with a pre-made.
I was like, "Fuck you, man!"
That's what stopped me getting to max level on that and playing with you, because
it turned me off. I never touched it again after that.
Yeah.
Even with these awesome other updates they came up with, I was like, "Yeah, but at the end, I'm not going to be able to do the thing I want to do."
Yeah.
Anyway, let's move on to our next question. It's from our boy Hunter #the banners. And he says, guys, I need your help, please. Let me put my glasses on for this.
Okay.
Guys, I need your help, please. A girl invited me over to Smash, so I brought my Switch. But she said she meant the real Smash.
To bump.
Yes. What am I going to do? I had a Strat, but she didn't even have a Switch. So do I smash her or smash her in Smash? I won't leave until this is answered on the podcast. Help me. So he's still there, and he needs our help.
Well, I mean, the big question is, do you buy her a Switch, or do you convince her parents to buy her one?
Or maybe you give her you're gonna have to play the rubbish way and play with a Joy-Con each or something like that.
Oh no!
Which is really terrible. I mean, if she doesn't want to do that, then I'm sorry, you have to smash her, as in smash her in the face, and then leave. That's the only option, really.
I feel like she's kind of lied to you, basically. There's no trust now.
Is that technically catfishing?
I think she did catfish you, cockfished you.
You've been cockfished there, Hunter.
Yeah.
Man, that's
Imagine
that's...
going round to meet a girl thinking you're gonna smash, and then she just wants to have sex. Could you? What is wrong with people these
God
days?
damn it! Women only want one thing, and it's disgusting.
It is disgusting.
Jesus Christ. We feel for you, Hunter. I say get out of there as soon as you can.
Yeah, cold ties, salt the earth and burn the house down, because look, it's natural selection.
Exactly.
Right? And look, if she played Smash, she'd know how to survive.
Exactly.
So
I'm telling you.
For legal reasons, that was a joke.
Insert disclaimer here.
Yeah.
And the rest of the guys, Cass responds, he goes, smash her in Smash, and then smash her. So
I got your answer. You do 1v1 Smash, or however Smash works. I'm not really a Smash guy.
Yeah.
And then whoever wins, look, it's high stakes. You could be getting pegged here.
Yeah, you could be getting pegged. Like James does get pegged.
But then you'll play at your best.
There you
it's
go.
High risk. You're gonna bet your ass.
You're betting your ass, literally. Top bro Ben.
Jesus Christ, how old is Hunter, by the way? I feel like this is...
I'm always talking, and then afterwards I'm realizing that these guys are probably around 13 years old.
Jesus Christ. Well, at least because of, thankfully, Discord's T's and C's. So.
Exactly. And Top Bro Ben goes, definitely smash her in Smash. Life is too important to waste. It's smashing girls.
Yeah.
Play video games instead. That's right, Top Bro Ben.
Good point.
True gamer right there. Ben also says, smash her rear and disappear.
Come and run.
There you go. And the last question, do you want to read this out from JuiceSauce?
I just think it's funny that he asked us for advice. Like, how would we know? I play Dungeons and Dragons.
Exactly.
I don't know anything about this.
And I'm all into like Star Wars Squadrons right now.
How are you finding Star Wars Squadrons?
It's good. I like the VR. However, because it's a lot of motion, it does get a bit too much after like an hour. But then I pull it off and then I just play it like that. And when you play it without the headset, it's still fucking amazing.
I'm not gonna lie. I personally would like to see like a 5-minute mini review of Squadrons using VR. Okay. I think that would be interesting to see as like, you know how car reviews show you like the inside and the cockpit and the driver's seat and that stuff. I think it might be interesting to see that.
Okay. Maybe I'll do that.
Especially because it's a game that I not only wouldn't play with the controller because those flight games aren't really for me.
Yeah.
And also, you're quite good at them.
I was going to say, the inverted gamer doesn't like flight games for some reason.
Yeah,
strange.
It's funny.
Is it because it's then forward and then we have to...
Oh,
God,
no, everybody else is doing it this way. This sucks. I'm just contrarian. But also, playing it in VR, not for me at all. So, our final question from JuiceSauce. Do you think there's any hope for the Xbox Series X doing better than the PS5?
No.
Yeah, not even... No.
It's I think people are gonna be happy with the purchase that they make because I don't think it's a bad console. I think it's gonna be great. It's just that you will be getting more on the PlayStation. That's at least how it looks for now. It's not a bad console, but the problem is the things that's gonna sell the system, the thing that's gonna sell Microsoft, the things that's gonna sell Xbox to people are the games, and fortunately for PlayStation users like ourselves, the games are predominantly on PlayStation and they are fantastic.
Yeah. Forget the hardware.
Yeah.
Let's say they both perform identically, but for some reason ran on different codes. It still wouldn't be close.
Yeah.
But bearing in mind, we're of the opinion that the PS5 is going to smash it in just about every meaningful way because of like its fancy SSDs and all that stuff, right? And look, maybe on paper the Xbox is more powerful. It might even be just a bit quicker, but I think in the ways that actually matter, the PlayStation's going to develop the experience so much better. But let's say they were even.
Yeah.
What is there to play on the Xbox that you can't play on the PS5?
The only thing I can think of is bright memory.
Bright memory? 12 minutes?
Yeah.
What's that game where you're playing them two worlds side by side?
Medium.
Medium. None of those are AAAs.
Yeah.
Although I actually think 12 minutes will be brilliant. I think Medium looks really good, but it's not my kind of game.
Yeah, it is my kind of thing.
Yeah.
But we have to see what the hell's going to happen with that.
But now the question. What is there to play on the PS5 that you can't play on the Xbox?
Spider-Man, Miles Morales, Demon Souls, God of War hopefully next year, Horizon Forbidden West next year. What other games do we have there? Astrobot Playroom, even if that's
there
not
is
your
a
thing.
long Uncharted. And because a lot of this stuff will be backwards compatible, at least with the PS4. Uncharted, The Last of Us.
Yep.
Like the list is so long, and most of these games are every bit as good as the best thing Xbox have.
Yeah. And
And then you have games like God of War.
then also you have the potential for the future games of these great, well-established and well-seasoned, award-winning companies and development houses and whatnot. So,
I mean,
there's too much
let's put it this way. The Last of Us set the bar. Then God of War came out and reset the bar.
Yep.
Right? And not just for PlayStation, but for storytelling and games and gameplay. These games are so good that I don't see, even if the Xbox were 5 times the console that the PlayStation is, I would still probably be looking at the PlayStation.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, there isn't anything that I can't play on the PlayStation that I can play on the Xbox.
Yeah.
But vice versa, it's not true. There is nothing, and I don't mean this to turn anyone away from the Xbox.
Yeah.
Especially if your friends are there. If your friends are going to the Xbox, well then congratulations, we'll get you a special bus. But but honestly, look, if your friends are going there, great. It will be a perfectly fine console.
Yeah.
Presuming both are reliable. We're assuming they both will be. That's where you should be. Play with your friends. But if you want to play anything alone, you need the PlayStation, ultimately.
Yeah.
Excepting potentially Fable. But I don't think Fable on its own is any... If you're on the fence, I would not feel comfortable telling you, and you're only going to get one, to get the Xbox. You know?
Yeah.
With the only exception being if that's where your friends are going to go. But then if that's the case, you won't be on the fence. But I can comfortably tell you the PlayStation's a good buy, just because of all the stuff we played only on the PS4. Forget new games. You know? Spider-Man PS4, Spider-Man Miles Morales, all of the Uncharted games.
Yeah.
You know? The Last of Us 1 and 2, God of War 4. Like, these games are so good. So good. That I wouldn't feel comfortable telling you not to get them, you know?
The worst part is that the people... not the worst part, I should say. I guess it's fine if you're in it and if you're okay with this. Again, we just want you to be happy. That's all that we really care about.
Yeah. Like, Dan's definitely getting extra. I think he said he's getting both.
He's getting both. The guy's a true gamer, the fucker, man. He's and madness as well.
And the
guy's not going to be left behind with anything. Yeah. He's really good.
That's not a bad idea. But if he was only getting one, I would say, Dan, maybe you get the PlayStation. It's not because and it's genuinely not because I don't like the Xbox. It's because what's the point of it? It's to play games. So what games are on it? It's not a lot.
The only thing as well is that if you were to be in your make your own bubble and you get into gaming and you get an Xbox user, you're not gonna, unless you go out looking for the other games, unless you're on Twitter all the time and seeing everybody posting about the new Spider-Man, the new thing like that, you'll be fine because you'll be enjoying everything there. Yeah. But it's that moment that when you see everything else and you're like, God, I can't play that, and that looks amazing.
Yeah.
And I could be playing it, but I made the choice. I don't want to because I've chosen something else.
Yeah.
That's the tough part. We don't want you to feel that. Anyway, guys, that concludes the True Gamer podcast.
It does.
It's been long.
Well, because we've done 2.
We've done 2, but even then I think it's going to be long.
It's a long one.
Yeah. So we'll see how that turns out. I hope you guys all enjoyed this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed both of the episodes we made.
Yes.
I hope it's really fun.
Remember to cut them appropriately.
Could you imagine if I just go, fuck upload. There you go, done. There you go. It's done right there. Even with all the bits.
Everything in, including my pee break.
Go to the toilet.
Just you on Twitter for 5 minutes.
I wonder how long it would take for people to realise. People would just be like, so that 10-minute break of Shep's going to the toilet, first of all, he needs to go to a doctor to make sure he can initiate, because that's a sign of prostate cancer. But anyway, hope you guys all enjoyed that.
Yes.
If you did, give us a like and a thumbs up and all that sort of stuff in there. Do all the YouTube stuff that we tell you to do.
Oh my God, I can't believe we forgot the whole like, subscribe, and check out the Discord until the end of a 3-hour podcast.
The conversation's way. We do this always at the end.
And, no wonder we're not growing.
And if you are one of our loyal bros, if you haven't already gone over to our Patreon to check out the new tier, the True Game Plus, that new thing is looking awesome. We've got the one that we're gonna have to redo. It looks awesome the way it is, guys. You're gonna love it.
It's incredible. It really is. You should be And I hate to say it, but you should be very proud.
Yes, there you go. All right, guys, we will see you guys all next week, which will be the launch of the PlayStation in America.
Yeah.
Going to be very sad times.
It's going to be a very salty episode.
Very salty episode. But we will we will be here crying with you. If you're here in the Europe area, you can join us in the cries. I'll catch you in the next one.
I'll catch you in the next one.